Broker and hire yourself. I'm Larry Levin, and I've been on the trading floor for 23 years. I was one of the biggest traders in the S&P pit. I'm also the president of Trading Advantage, a leading educational firm teaching people how to become professional day traders. Now, for a limited time, I'm offering one of the trading techniques I use to make $1.9 million for free. Invest in and control your own future. Get started right now by calling 800-914-5567. Leave your email address on my voicemail, and I'll email you my free trading technique and daily insider's market report at no cost to you. This is the very information I use to build my fortune.
I was getting ready to retire. I still needed to make extra income, but I didn't want to work for anyone else. Because of Larry and his excellent instructors, I could trade successfully for myself, and I'll never have to work for someone else again.
Fire the stockbroker and hire the most dependable person you know. You. Again, call in the next 90 minutes. Leave your email address on my voicemail. 800-914-5567. 800-914-5567.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. So let's get into the nuts and bolts here, okay? So the senators met behind closed doors to discuss the future of the Republican plan to replace Obamacare and unveiled a few changes to the bill. Let's see. Uphold years-long promise, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. The GOP plan still remains in jeopardy because of the divisions within the party, but President Trump said that he'd be very angry should the Senate fail to pass a new bill. The updated legislation includes additional money for states to help insurers curb consumers' increasing premiums and out-of-pocket costs. It keeps the previous draft's deep cuts to the Medicaid program, but allows $45 billion to help states deal with the nationwide opioid epidemic. Why don't they put that $45 billion back into Medicaid? What are they doing? That does not make sense to me. Maybe if you know something I don't, please share it, okay? The CBO is expected to release a score. We already talked about that. The new health care bill would provide an additional $70 billion to states to use for their own innovative health care reforms. Okay, put that into Medicaid. Do something. That money would help bring down premiums through cost sharing, according to the proposal. The $70 billion is in addition to $112 billion already allocated in the original legislation. While the draft bill does not change the steep cuts in funding to Medicaid, it gives states more flexibility for spending in the event of a public health emergency. States who are also able to apply for waivers for community-based services for disabled and aged populations, according to the proposal. The new Senate health care bill would create a fund for health insurers that cover high-risk patients who have enrolled in plans through the Affordable Care Act's individual exchange. The Cruz amendment also includes a proposal from Ted Cruz. The bill includes Ted Cruz's amendment, which is not widely liked among more moderate Republicans, which makes sense. The proposal would let insurers sell plans with minimal coverage as long as they also sell policies that meet strict coverage requirements set by Obamacare. In other words, you could get an Obamacare ACA-compliant policy, which covers, oh, by the way, pre-existing conditions, or you could get something less costly. Those opposed to the Cruz proposal argues it would make policies excessively costly for people with serious illnesses because healthy people would flock toward the cheaper coverage. That is something you can't fix. That is something that Obamacare sought to impose on the marketplace. You do that, that's socialism. It doesn't work. That's how we got to this point. You have to let the marketplace decide. The original legislation allocated $2 billion in funding to states for substance abuse and mental health treatments. The new proposal is much higher. The new bill allows $45 billion for substance abuse treatment and recovery, the amount Senator Rob Portman of Ohio had wanted. I don't get it. To help people pay for the additional spending in the draft, the measure would retain 3 tax increases Obamacare slapped on higher-earning people to help finance its expansion of coverage. Under the current statute, families earning more than $250,000 annually, in other words, a small business owner, got a 3.8% boost on their investment income tax and a 0.9% increase in their payroll tax. President Obama also imposed a new tax on the salary of high-paid insurance executives. Jeez. Got to get rid of those, man. Just got to get rid of that. Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee applauded how the Senate leadership had taken input as they worked together to craft this legislation. Okay, so here's the story. Apparently, the way this works is, at least from what we know, moderates don't like it because it doesn't do enough. Conservatives don't like it because it does too much. So Rand Paul says he's not sure that the Senate health care bill is better than Obamacare. Senator Susan Collins wants to fix Obamacare and work to fix the flaws. Well, that's the two. Those are the two ends of the spectrum. So does that mean that we have this compromise in the middle that we should kind of coalesce around? Let's find out. Do you like the bill as I've described it so far? This is not binding, obviously, but do you like the bill or not, and why? Let's take a few votes and figure it out next on the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
We finally have the home of our dreams, but it wasn't because we purchased the home of our dreams. It's because we purchased an ordinary home and hired the design experts at Adair's Fine Floors to make it extraordinary. From our complete bath renovation all the way to our sparkling new quartz countertops in our kitchen. Adair's Fine Floors does so much more than just floors. At Adair's, you'll find granite and quartz countertops, sinks, blinds, shutters, rugs, as well as a huge selection of wood, tile, carpet, and vinyl flooring. Adair's and their skilled installers will make sure your project will go as smoothly as possible from start to finish. The hardest decision you'll have to make is choosing from such a wide range of choices.
Stop by their showroom at the corner of Abrams and Royal in Lake Highlands and let them help you take your home from ordinary to extraordinary. Call 214-503-1324. That's 214-503-1324 or visit their website at adairsfloors.com. That's adairsfloors.com.
Hey, it's Frank Reed. I'm visiting with my friend Dr. Chad Glines from Genesis Back and Neck. You probably heard he's partnered with the Elevani Health Group for gel injections for your knee. Now, I've received this procedure myself. My knee pain is completely gone, but you guys do a lot more than knees at Genesis.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a spinal decompression specialist, we've been able to help people for years with their disc problems, but now teaming up with Elevani Health Group, it's amazing what we can do for knees with the gel injections. We have stem cell injections, but we can also take care of pain anywhere with this new device that we use. It's just an unbelievable procedure. And the crazy thing, it's narcotic free.
And the cool thing is this is covered by insurance and probably even your Medicare.
Absolutely. Medicare covers it. It is just amazing the results we're seeing with this.
You don't have to live with pain any longer. And your initial consultation is always free. Call for your appointment at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922.
It's after 5 o'clock and you're driving home from another day at the office. Wouldn't it be nice if your advertising was working around the clock? And if you came into the office the next day with some new business to work on? That would be great, right? Here at 660 AM The Answer, we talk to business owners every day, and they all want the same thing, positive word of mouth. They want people talking about them in a good way. Well, we've done that for businesses all across the Metroplex. That's why you hear commercials from many of the same advertisers day after day. It's because advertising on 660 AM The Answer works, and we can do that for your business. Imagine your commercial running in shows you listen to each day, like John David Wells, Mark Davis, or Sean Hannity. Now, it's not right for everybody, and we'll tell you if it's not. We value clients that have the same high ethical standards that we hold dear. If this sounds good to you, go to 660amtheanswer.com and click on Advertise with Us, and it will give you some more information. Then just give us a call or shoot us an email. Thanks.
Join us at the Allen Gun Show this weekend, only at the Allen Event Center. It's a brand new show with a new promoter and all new vendors. Over 500 tables of guns, knives, ammo, and shooting supplies. Come and buy, sell, or trade. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking for that special piece to add to your gun, knife, ammo, or military collection, we have what you're looking for. Visit our website, allengunshow.com, or call 817-732-1194. Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 10 to 4. Plenty of free parking available. The Allen Gun Show at the Allen Event Center, this weekend only. Don't miss this show.
You've worked hard for retirement, so it's critical to protect what you have. The 2008 stock market crash wiped out 12 years of gains in 17 months. Could you afford your lifestyle if it happened again?
This is Ken Morae, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
Choose the Alliance area Thursday, July 20th, or Plano Saturday, July 22nd. Our strategy can help save you from the next big crash. Reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
Napa know-how.
Buckets are good. Good at storing, carrying, and hauling all kinds of stuff. But the Napa bucket for $3.99 does more good than that. Like getting you 20% off 3 or more items that fit inside, and donating $1 to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. So do our soldiers and yourself some good and save 20% with the Napa bucket. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Exclusions apply. Offer expires 7/31/17.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Okay. So this thing has a lot of things that are okay, but it doesn't have a lot of things that are okay. In other words, it has a bunch of taxes in it I don't like. It has subsidies in it I don't like. Not because I don't want people to have a chance at having, money to buy health insurance. That has nothing to do with it. What that does is it establishes a floor for insurance companies to base charges off of. So if there's let's say we do a government subsidy that gives everybody $5,000. Okay. That means that whatever the yearly premium for a health insurance policy is, it's going to start at $5,000 plus the cost of the policy. So if you've got a $10,000 policy, it costs $10,000 a year for the insurance company to do it. That insurance policy becomes $15,000 because there is a government subsidy involved. Remember, just because there's a subsidy involved, that doesn't force the insurance company to take $5,000 off their own profit margin. They won't do that. So get rid of subsidies completely, in total. Done. Get rid of those taxes. It doesn't help. It does not help. Expand the opportunity for people to buy their own health insurance. That was good with the health savings plan, giving the opportunity for people to pay for their premiums. That's good. Now expand it a little bit. People with pre-existing conditions, they can have their ACA if they want it. And this time they can actually have the insurance policy that they want. Will the price for those ACA policies go up? I don't know. It depends on how many people buy them. In this particular case, I'm pretty sure that if it's the law of the land that these policies be available, then the marketplace will drive the price downward until people buy them. Now, the problem with that is that the insurance companies can say, well, now, wait a minute, we can't afford the ACA policies. We can't afford to pay out on the ACA policies because the market drives the price down too far, which is essentially where we are right now. That's what created this death spiral, which is why the ACA policies should have never seen the light of day to begin with. Once again, it is the ridiculousness of the government, basically leftists in government, who have not a clue about economics, getting involved, that make the mistake. That's where this came from. Now, so do I support the bill? Gosh, I don't know. It's right in the middle. There are things I don't like. There are things I do like. Do I set aside the things I don't like in order for the Republicans to get a bill done? If I'm doing that, have the Republicans done what they said they were going to do? And so do I say politically I let them off the hook because they've done what they said they were going to do? That's the question I'm asking you. Does this bill satisfy you that the Republicans have done what they said they were going to do, yes or no, and why? Rick in Wiley, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi, John David. So the way you've explained this and some other stuff I've heard, basically we're bailing out all the states that got into the Obamacare exchanges, mostly because most of the states are Republican-led. They use that money from the ACA that they were given by Obama to balance their budgets so that those governors could get reelected. Now they're broke again. Now we're going to bail them out again. Plus, we've got a $70 billion insurance slush fund. And on top of that,
that's for the states. That's for the states to use.
Now, I heard that, yeah, but that's at $112 billion that you're talking about.
No, the $112 billion was in the original. They added $70 billion to it. So it's actually $182 billion.
That we're going to give to places like California and Illinois.
Well, the thing about that is you can't, you know, just because you don't like the politics of the state, you can't penalize them if you're the government.
No, I understand that. And it's not just them. It's people like John Casey who bought into this.
Sure. He's one of these moderate Republicans that's actually a Democrat.
Right. Like Susan Collins.
Yes.
But here's the deal. So before the ACA, my deductible here, I had a pretty good healthcare plan. And
right.
It's still pretty good as far as the premiums go.
Right.
They haven't gone up that much. Maybe a few $100s a year. But
which is absorbable.
Right. My deductible went from $500 a year to $5,000 in 1 year.
Yes.
My insurance is basically it's catastrophic insurance. I can't.
It is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is now. And the thing about it is that once again, you know, with this ACA mandate and all these insurance policies, what ended up happening was the insurance companies could not pay out on them. So what they had to do is they had to make their deductibles so gigantic that nobody could afford to use them, which satisfied them. They're making more money. But if they pay out on the actual policies, the insurance companies go broke, which is why they're walking away from the exchanges.
Right. And here's another thing. With all these subsidies and taxes still in place,
yes,
what I see happening with my personal, and like I say, I work for a good company. They provide the best health insurance I believe that is available. And I see my premiums going up because of this bill.
I don't know that they'll actually go up. I think what will probably end up happening is this. I think that your deductibles will come down, but not come down to where they were before they went up. I think,
don't know. Where's this $180 billion going to come from, Rick?
I don't know. The thing about it is this: it's going to the states. It's going to the states. Now, it's not 180 billion for each state, obviously, but it's going to the states. So they're going to divvy all that stuff up. Now, if I'm a governor, I use my part of that on funding Medicaid because Medicaid is the elephant in the room.
Right.
When it comes right down to it. I mean, you're making a living and so on and so forth. There are a few things we have to do. This is, what we have to do is we have to get rid of sniffle insurance. In other words, the Obamacare insurance, you got a hangnail, the ACA policy covered it.
Right.
Okay. If so on and so on. You do that with a health savings account. So you say health savings account, that's money for your health care. You can pay deductibles with it. You can pay copays with it. And now, because of this bill, you can pay premiums with it, which is something that I said had to happen. Now, it also has to roll over every year. You see, you can put the money is pre-tax.
Yeah, I understand that. But here's the problem. I had a health savings account at one time.
Yes.
It was, I did it 1 year and I got the hell out of it. It was worthless.
Why? Was it the one that said you had to spend all that money before the end of the year?
Yes.
That's not a health savings account. That's the other one.
It was an HSA. That's the way it came advertised.
Yeah, there are two different ones. There's one that you put money in that you have to spend, which is basically a subsidy to an insurance company. It was a subsidy to your insurance company, which is wrong. A health savings account is an account, in my way of thinking, that is money set aside pre-tax for your health insurance period. That means you have control of the money.
Well, in an ideal world, yeah, but that isn't the way it was.
Well, I think there was another thing for it. It was a health credit card or something along that line. It was a flexible spending account. That's what it was. It was an FSA, not an HSA.
Yeah, but it was, I'm telling you, I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. But when I got into that, it was advertised, it was sold to us as an HSA.
Well, the only thing that I can say is that let's not get bogged down on this because we're making some pretty good progress. But the thing about it is that as far as I'm concerned, a health spending account is something that rolls over. And what you do is you properly manage it. It also becomes a lure for an insurance company to do deals with you.
No, that makes total sense. I totally agree with that. I'm just telling you what my experience was.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, so now what we've got to figure out is whether or not we support the bill. That's the question. Now, I don't believe there's enough definition for the money going to the states. I don't believe I don't think that's accounted for enough. In other words, they're just throwing out their piece of $182 billion. What are they going to do with the money?
Well, here's my issue. I heard for 7 years.
Yes.
Repeal Obamacare.
Yes.
They voted on it 39 times to repeal Obamacare. Now when we got somebody who signed a bill, nobody wants to repeal Obamacare.
Except us.
GOP.
Except us.
For Cruz, Lee, and
Donald Trump, Mike Pence. Mike Pence wants to, Donald Trump wants to, you want to, I want to, Cruz wants to, Lee wants to. Look.
Yeah, but Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan don't want to.
Well, that's because they're Democrats.
Right.
So what we have to do, okay? What we have to do is beyond this, but this is as good an issue to define this as any other. What we have to do is this, we have to assign that Paul Ryan is simply a Democrat, that Mitch McConnell is simply a Democrat, and primary these guys. We have to make sure.
What about John Cornyn?
John Cornyn, he comes up in, I believe it's 2020.
Yeah, he's part of this problem too.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do with John Cornyn. I'm going to hold that in abeyance right now. All I can say is this. John hasn't really, I don't know why I call him John. Senator Cornyn has, in my view, not exposed himself to anything worthy of being diselected yet.
That's the problem with guys like John Cornyn and Pete Sessions. They never do. And every time some gun bill comes up, every time gun bill comes up,
go ahead.
John David.
Go ahead.
Every time some gun bill comes up, they vote the right way on it, and that gets them reelected. And that's all that's getting them reelected.
I got to tell you something about Pete Sessions.
Both in the leadership, and they both screw us every time when something important comes along.
Well, hang on a second. Okay. Now, I'm not willing to go with you on that, and I'll tell you why. What does Pete Sessions do up there? What's his job?
I think he's in charge of the House reelection campaign.
He is the chairman of the House Rules Committee. In other words, every bill that gets passed in the House goes through the Rules Committee, and they figure out under what circumstances they're going to present the bill and what rules are going to be used to vote on the bill to get it through the House. There would be no House bill, the House health care bill. There would be no House health care bill without Pete Sessions. In other words, that was a major issue he didn't screw you on. The House bill's pretty good. The Senate bill is the problem. The Senate can't live with the House bill. But I
understand it.
Okay.
But here's another problem.
Well, I just want you to understand. That. Okay. So.
All right.
I mean, I don't mind. Look, there are a lot of people hang on a second. There are a lot of people that are upset with Pete Sessions. I get it. But you got to look at what the guy does. And you gotta don't go with the flow of right Sessions, blah, blah, blah. Well, pay attention to what he does.
I do.
Okay.
He's my congressman.
Well, why am I reminding you that he is the guy that makes sure that all of the legislation that got passed, and there have been several great bills that got passed, went through him first?
Well, all I know is when he doesn't do something right.
Well, okay. All right. Well, you're cherry picking, and I get
it. When it comes to comparing him to, say, a Louis Gohmert, I'll take a Louis Gohmert every day of the week over Pete Sessions.
Yeah, well, the only thing I can tell you about that, Rick, is you notice that Louis Gohmert doesn't have a chairmanship anywhere. Why? Louis Gohmert's a great guy, but this is the Wells Report.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis with the latest from my friends at Sleep Experts. Get a load of this. The buy one, get one mattress event is on now. Buy the perfect qualifying mattress for you and get a free mattress perfect for your spare bedroom or back to school, whatever you want to use it for. Find your perfect mattress with Sleep Experts' exclusive Expert Match technology. You know about that. Even get up to 6 years of interest-free financing on qualifying mattress sets. 866-780-6220 for credit costs and terms. This is incredible. A free mattress with qualifying mattress purchase at Sleep Experts Buy One, Get One mattress event. Store-wide savings for a limited time. So get on in there. SleepExperts.com. SleepExperts.com. That expert match is amazing technology. Find just the right mattress for you. 11 years straight of Consumer Choice Awards. You know why. I'm a Sleep Experts family. You be one too. SleepExperts.com. SleepExperts.com. Find one today. SleepExperts.com.
Dennis Prager here. And for 2 years now, I've been telling you about my wife, Sue, who tried Relief Factor because of her knee pain, and it worked. This is before I ever even heard about the product. I never endorsed a pain reliever, but now I am. And yes, now I'm taking Relief Factor 2. Maybe you've heard me call it a miracle. In fact, listen to what Amanda from Texas wrote. I was having pain in my left thumb area and left side of my leg from my knee about 4 inches up. After about a week of taking Relief Factor, the pain in my leg has gone away. And a few days later, the pain in my left hand is gone. We've gotten thousands of these testimonials, and if you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle aches and pain, do what my wife Sue did. Try Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com or call them toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears, because there's an alternative to bankruptcy, and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-600-1637. That's 1-800-600-1637. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-600-1637. 1-800-600-1637. 1-800-600-1637.
Here's the scoop on garden soil. Sometimes it needs help from the Home Depot, where bags of Miracle Grow garden soil are a special buy, 3 for just $10. It improves existing soil with nutrients plants need for stronger roots, so they'll hit the ground running, starting with much better ground. Miracle Grow garden soil, 3 bags, $10. Now at the #1 retailer for Scott's Miracle Grow, the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last. Contiguous U.S. only. Limit 80 per customer.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You're listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Her name is executive producer Vicki Steifer.
How you doing, John David?
Having the time of my life. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to ask me how I'm doing.
I know.
You're just supposed to jump right into it.
Oh, well, listen, I wanted to correct you on Representative Gohmert. He is actually the chairman of the Natural Resources Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations.
So, in other words, he's the chairman on the subcommittee. Is it a subcommittee or a committee?
It is a subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations.
On what?
He's of the Natural Resources. So that means the Committee on Natural Resources considers legislation about American energy production, mineral lands and mining, fisheries, wildlife, etc.
So in other words, he takes care of fishing in dirt.
It is a chairmanship. I just want to bring that
I
to
was
mind.
just going to say it's a chairmanship, but it's about fishes in dirt. Well, is it not? I'm not saying the fishes in dirt ain't important.
Not the point.
Well, I understand. What I'm trying to explain is in my own little way. He's not the chairman of National Rocket Science. Not that I would be either. Oops. You're listening to The Wells Report. Back with more in a minute if Matt doesn't hate me too much.
The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
The first thing you need to know to like Senator Ted Cruz's amendment to the health care bill is the list of experts that CNN found who say it will cripple the market. What is next for Obamacare repeal, and what role will Ted and other senators play? And, of course, on our Big Friday show, what's the latest Russia scam from the Trump haters that we have to beat back? Join us for a Friday.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk?
Are you tired of paying high fees and commission even when you lose your money? How would you like to have guaranteed growth and a lifetime of income you could never outlive? Then join Brian Baker for the Smart Money Radio Show every Saturday at 5 p.m. Brian is an expert and can give you the answers to those questions and will teach you how to be smart with your money. That's Smart Money Radio with Brian Baker every Saturday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard. After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you for free. Call now for details.
Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660AM.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. Think you can't manage the down payment it takes to purchase a new home? Think again. You could move into a $150,000 home with as little as $1,500 down with our 1% down payment option. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.875%, APR 4.12%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to quickenloans.com.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Baltimore Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM. The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. The murder of 4 men in Pennsylvania is quickly solved.
Cosmo DiNardo gave a full confession to the district attorney. That full confession was so much that he admitted to his participation with the commission of the 4 murders.
DiNardo's attorney, Paul Lang, speaking to reporters this evening. Police found one of the bodies yesterday on land belonging to DiNardo's parents. He told police today where to find the other 3. And a stuntman from The Walking Dead suffers serious injuries. AMC identifying him as John Berniker.
Berniker was working on the set when something went wrong and he fell 20 feet onto a concrete surface. AMC stating he was immediately transported to an Atlanta hospital.
Fox's Michelle Polino, AMC temporarily halting production of the show. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you. You talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it, he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Just look at them, having a great time. To think 6 weeks ago, I was just installed. All it took was one last spilled drink on their old dingy carpet, and they had enough of him. Thank goodness. They got the professionals at Adair's Fine Floors in here, and just look at me. I'm gorgeous. I'm not just your average wood floor. I take crazy traffic like a pro, and it's all because my homeowners called Adair's Fine Floors. Susan and Richard Adair came in, talked to the family, figured out what their needs were, and helped them find the perfect floor to fit their lifestyle. Adair's Fine Floors has a large selection with free sample checkouts, and they chose me. That's not all. Just look around. The coordinating accessories suggested by Adair's Floors. That rug over there? Yep, Adair's Floors. They offer free design and decorating assistance too, giving the home just the right look. Visit adairsfloors.com to get your home started on the right look for you. That's adairsfloors.com.
My legs were awful.
I always felt uncomfortable and self-conscious.
I had never been real happy about the spider veins in my ankles and my legs.
I started noticing fatigue in my leg.
I was so self-conscious. Then I went to Vein Clinics of America.
It's time to love your legs again. Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I found the Vein Clinics of America, and look at my legs now.
You just feel like, you know what, I want to do so much today. It's such a big difference.
My experience with Vein Clinics of America was amazing.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for summer. Call now to schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Call 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388.
The world's silver supply is vanishing at an alarming rate. 90% of the silver available at the turn of the century is already gone. Silver is an essential component in nearly every industry and is of strategic importance to every country on Earth. At American Bullion, we see a tremendous opportunity in owning silver today. Experts are calling it the next silver super cycle, projecting the price to double or more from its recent lows. During the last silver super cycle, prices increased by 500%. Plus, silver comes with built-in protection against a stock market crash, global uncertainty, and currency devaluation, so it's a great choice as part of your retirement account. Any IRA or old 401k can be easily converted into an IRA that holds physical silver. The entire process is quick, simple, and secure because American Bullion specializes in converting existing retirement accounts into silver, and it's 100% tax-free. Call 800-445-4546 now to receive our free silver investment kit. 800-445-4546. That's 800-445-4546.
I want to tell you about an amazing project for my friends Dennis Prager and Adam Carolla. They're working on a new movie called No Safe Spaces that addresses the issue of free speech on our college campuses. It's a problem that's been growing for years now, from protesting speakers to political correctness and safe spaces. Freedom of speech is too important, which is why Prager and Carolla want to understand why it's happening and what can be done to fix it. But they need your help. Hollywood won't make this movie, so they've set up a campaign to fund the film themselves, and the response has been overwhelming. It's clear you want this message out there. Originally, it was going to be released in a limited number of theaters, but with the outpouring of support, they realized how important it was to have a wide release so everyone can see it. That's where you come in. Go to their website, nosafespaces.com, and donate to help get this message out to the masses. You can even receive special perks when you contribute. Again, to help this important project, just go to nosafespaces.com today.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I suggest you use it. And the reason that I suggest you use it is because of our next guest. He is the third of four generations of military servicemen in his family. He served in Operation Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom. He has received the Bronze Star, 3 Meritorious Service Medals, 3 Army Commendation Medals, a Valorious Unit Award. In 1993, he was named the U.S. Army ROTC Instructor of the Year. He is an author. He is a former congressman from Florida. He is a friend of the Wells Report and joins us, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. Welcome to the broadcast, sir. Good to have you here.
Good evening, John David, and hello to everyone out there in the listening audience.
What are you doing? How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. No complaints whatsoever. We're getting ready. We're going to have a nice little party over here at our house for the Lake Highlands Republican Women's Club this Saturday. So we're looking forward to that.
Tell everybody I said hello.
I shall.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, and yeah, I'm going to be out doing something I haven't figured out yet because I haven't talked to my wife. So as soon as I talk to my wife, I'll know what I'll be doing this weekend. Let's talk a little. Yes, indeed, probably. I've got to do something about our fence. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on in Washington, D.C. The Senate just came out with their version of a health care bill. The two different sides of the conversation. Susan Collins, who's the moderate who likes Obamacare, she's a Democrat, and is on one side. She doesn't like it. And Rand Paul is on the other side. He is more like you and me, conservative guys, and he doesn't like it. Does that mean the bill's okay?
No, it's not. It's in a lot of trouble because remember, they have a very thin majority over in the Senate, and they're using budget reconciliation so that they can have the simple majority. But now you're down to 50 if those two say no. And so if you have another one or two senators that don't support this, you may not even get this to move to a vote next week when they have that procedural vote. So the thing that really concerns me, John David, is that here we have been going on for, 7 years? 7 years. 7 years. And, give us the House, give us the Senate, give us the White House now, and we will, fix this healthcare issue. And the Republicans are in their own way. And what is very disconcerting to me is that we have progressivism that is very rampant within the Republican Party. The fact that we have people, that call themselves Republicans in the House and the Senate that want more statism. They don't understand that Obamacare is two things. It is an increase in taxes with 20 new taxes, and it's an expansion of Medicaid. And so those are supposedly two fundamental things that the Republican Party is principally supposed to stand against. But yet we see that this new Senate bill, it keeps half of the Obamacare taxes. And then, for Susan Collins, it doesn't go far enough as far as, what she sees, with Medicaid staying in place.
Let's talk a little bit about Medicaid. Is Medicaid a bad thing? I mean, to me, Medicaid was something that was supposed to be a federal-state partnership that has always fallen in the laps of the states. It's always been a mess for the states. And it seems to me that is something that the federal government needs to clean up with the states specifically. If they do that, then the problem with the poor getting health care falls out of the equation.
Well, it's one of those unfunded mandates and liabilities that the federal government continues to push down on states, and they aren't properly funded for it, and it hurts the states because 49 out of 50 have to have a balanced budget amendment. But very simply, just ask your congressman or ask your senator, would they like to be on Medicaid? Okay, and that can tell you whether or not it's a good program. Medicaid was intended for those people at below the poverty level, but what they have done is expanded. So in other words, what they're trying to say is that we are going to put more people in the poverty situation. The problem with Medicaid is that you have many providers that won't accept it because the reimbursable rates are horrific. And the other thing is that the government will find ways to cheat you out of getting, whatever reimbursement you're supposed to get because of the massive paperwork. And there's rampant fraud and abuse of Medicaid as well. So that's not the program that we should have of record for the entire United States of America. But that's what someone like Bernie Sanders wants. Just think about it this way, John David. Charlie Gard, the little boy over there in England, do we really want to see a government that tells a parent your child has to die?
Nope. Absolutely not. A government that behaves like a god makes me nervous as hell.
Yeah, it should, because, when Jefferson wrote that the inalienable rights of the individual are endowed by the Creator, he didn't say man. And there's a very important reason why he didn't say that, because man can be the giver and the taker of your life, your liberty, and your pursuit of happiness.
Exactly correct. Alan West is our guest. If you have a question, and a question only for Congressman West, you may join us. 866-660-5759 is our telephone number. If you have a question and a question only for Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, former congressman from the state of Florida, by all means, please do call us, but you got to stick to a question. All right, so the bottom line on the Senate health care bill is this. we don't support this thing. We push for the Senate to just simply do a simple repeal. Will they do a simple repeal?
No, because, well, they can. And the thing is, you can say that we are completely repealing the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act, and the effective date for that can be January 1st of 2018. That's everything stays in place. But what you can do then is you can start to, pass those key pieces, health savings accounts, using tax credits for the people that are within that bracket that we call the working poor, buying insurance over state lines. I think the biggest thing that we have to do with healthcare in the United States of America, we got to somehow incentivize healthy living. And, I mean, that's the important thing. And we don't do that. What we do is we say, healthy people, you're going to pay for all the other folks. So I think that that's one of the key qualitative things that we could do as well.
Indeed. Alan West, our guest, as I said, here on 660 AM The Answer. If you have a question only, 866-660-5759. We've been watching this Russian collusion with President Trump, Russian collusion, Trump collusion, Trump, Russia. I just decided to start calling it Trussia because I'm so bored with the story. It goes week after week, month after month. We've been chasing this since September of last year. Yeah. It goes absolutely no place. Donald Trump has a meeting with a lawyer under false pretenses from the lawyer's side. We find out Loretta Lynch is responsible for her even being in the country. And suddenly this is some sort of smoking gun. On the actual cover of Time magazine has a picture of Don Jr. and the word red-handed. I'm going, are you serious?
Yeah, and there's no talk about the uranium deal that Hillary Clinton did and how that benefited the Clinton Foundation. There's no talk about Barack Obama leaning over and saying that after his reelection, he'd have more flexibility, let Vladimir know that. And, of course, now we know about the connection between the Clinton Foundation and Hillary Clinton and the $20 to $25 million they received through IMF payments into the Clinton Foundation. But don't worry about any of that stuff. Yeah. John David, if I were to say to you when we say good evening and goodbye, if I were to say Das Vidanya, I would be guilty of collusion with the Russians.
Of course you would.
I mean, it's just gotten that insidious. But, I wrote a piece in Town Hall Monday of this week that talked about when Russia became a threat. All the things that have happened, the invasion of the Crimea, the invasion of the Ukraine, trust in the Russians, the Obama administration, trust in the Russians to get rid of chemical weapons in Syria. Not a peep from the liberal mainstream progressive media. But now all of a sudden, Russia is the specter that we're supposed to be hiding from. And they're tearing apart our democracy and the foundations of our constitutional republic. But all the time, their greatest advances were under the Obama administration. And the fact that Donald Trump is saying we're going to export more of our energy into Eastern Europe so that we can undermine Vladimir Putin's economy, I don't think you want to do that to your friend.
No. This is something that I've been watching this, and it's going absolutely nowhere. And I believe it's essentially, to use the Russian terms, about this, it's a maskirovka. In other words, what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep the Republicans so busy defending themselves from all of this gobbledygookian crap that Jeff Sessions does not put a special prosecutor on Susan Rice, on President Obama for spying on American journalists, Loretta Lynch, Lois Lerner, and all this stuff. It seems to me that that's what Jeff Sessions needs to do. How come he's not taking the offense and starting and start hanging special prosecutors on all these other people?
I tell you, that is the one question that I just don't understand. This is a bare knuckles fight, and I think that the Republicans have to get a little bit more of a spine, and they got to stand up to the people such as Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Bernie Sanders, whomever, and they just don't seem to have the that steel will, that intestinal fortitude to do that, and that's very discouraging for a lot of people that work very hard to get them these majorities in the House and the Senate, and to put a Republican in the White House. And so we know who the other side stand for, the progressive socialism that they believe in. We just want to have a loyal opposition that principally aligns itself with the fundamental values of this country. And I don't know if the Republicans can step up to that plate. And if they don't, no telling what could bode for them in 2018.
My situation is they've got a really good opportunity to hang this entire mess on the Democrats and guarantee their success for 2018, but they're blowing it again. Yeah. And I just don't understand why they're doing it. Jason in Frisco, what is your question and question only for Congressman Allen West?
Well, my question is, if the Senate and Congress have a health care plan that they are offered, why can we not reinvent the wheel and just duplicate that health care plan for the masses of the people?
Yeah, why are we not all on the Senate and Congress healthcare plan?
Well, I don't think that the elitists there on Capitol Hill want to see that happen. Look, the House and the Senate passed a healthcare reform plan, and of course, President Obama vetoed it. Why didn't they just start from there? Why didn't they just say, "Here's something that we already have done"? And what is unconscionable to me is that 2 days after you get the results from the November elections, why weren't there tiger teams put together, conservative, moderates, whatever, House and Senate, to start hammering out healthcare reform, start hammering out tax reform? We still don't know about tax reform, even coming from the House. And the Ways and Means chairman is a Texas congressman, Congressman Brady. So all of these things should have really been done so that, within that first few weeks, they have passed it between the House and the Senate. We don't need to have conference committees because they're already on the same sheet of music, and it could have gotten to President Trump's desk, that weekend after he was inaugurated. That's what we need to see. That is the level of commitment. And if you want to talk about August recess, every single one of them has to stay up there.
I agree completely. He is Allen West. He is a former congressman. He should be a congressman again if he wants to. If he wants to be a congressman again, guess what I'm going to be doing? Helping him be a congressman again if that's what he wants to do. He's a great human being, and he's joining us on the Wells Report. We'll take your questions and questions only at 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Coming up, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about what he was busy doing when he was in Operation Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom. We're going to talk about al-Baghdadi. Is he gone? Has he been bagged, if you will? We'll talk about that with Congressman Allen West in a moment. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Mike Gallagher says work is getting done in Washington despite what you see from the mainstream media.
An awful lot continues to get done in this Trump White House. Day in and day out. Bills are being signed. Legislation is being tackled. Yes, healthcare is going to be tricky. It's going to be tough. But if anybody can do it, it's this guy. You know it, and I know.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekday mornings at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
If you have retirement questions, you can bet Reed Johnson probably has the answer. Join him every Saturday at 9 for Wealth Smart. With over 17 years of experience, Reed can help take the guesswork out of your retirement planning. Wealth Smart is your source for all things retirement, from how current events could affect your savings to strategies to maximize your retirement income and everything in between. Don't miss Wealth Smart with Reed Johnson, the president of Lake Point Advisory Group, every Saturday at 9, right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
At Simple Sleep Services, we believe the best way to treat the serious medical condition of sleep apnea is the easy way. Our team of doctors are experts in providing the least invasive treatment for snoring and sleep apnea, a custom-fit, comfortable solution that you simply pop in before bed each night and wake up feeling refreshed. And it's covered by medical insurance. You don't have to endure the cumbersome CPAP mask or go through the pain and downtime of surgery or implants. We are the most experienced team in the nation providing our treatment. Your diagnosis will be from a board-certified sleep physician using today's latest technology. Let us start you down the path of a restful night's sleep. Visit simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Treat your sleep apnea and snoring the simple way. No CPAP, no surgery, no implants, just simple sleep. Go to simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Don't spend another night on the couch or sleeping alone. simplesleepservices.com.
USARoofing.com, founded in DFW in 1979, before there was a .com, is the roofer you should call for all of the Metroplex, residential and commercial. Let me guess, you've seen hail maybe as big as baseballs this year doing damage to your home, and your insurance company has made its settlement offer. You're about to call a roofer the insurance adjuster suggested. Stop right there. Sometimes the adjuster doesn't find all of the damage. You need a roofer that finds all of the damage caused by the storm. Bruce Hollingsworth from USARoofing.com checks the roof, gutters, windows, and fences. Why? Did you know that when you go to sell your home in a few years, damage missed by the adjuster could stop your home from closing or take thousands of dollars from the proceeds of your sale? Even if you just put on a new roof a year ago, if your home was hit in the latest storm, you need to have Bruce check for damage. USARoofing.com has a free lifetime warranty. Call Bruce at 972-263-2938 or find them on the web at USARoofing.com. That's USARoofing.com.
I ordered some Andro 400. I'm losing weight around the belly really quickly. Some of the pants that didn't fit me, now they're falling off my hips. There's been a noticeable increase in energy. Then this stuff works. It does work.
That's what Bill said after taking Andro 400 for a month. Now listen to what Richard says about Andro 400.
I did a lot of research on it before I ordered it because I've tried other products in the past and they haven't worked. But this, I could not believe the difference literally within a month. Since I started taking it, I have lost 37 pounds. It was the belly fat. I could get weight off, but I could never get the tummy off. Now the tummy's coming off, and I have more energy than I've had in 20 years.
Guys, if you too want to lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel 20 years younger like Richard, try Andro 400, the safe, natural, and affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. That's 888-400-0435.
As people retire or get close to retiring, many worry about making their money last. What can they do to plan for cost of living increases? Will Social Security even be around? And most important, how to protect what you have from the next stock market crash. If these questions have gone through your mind or you have more, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose the Alliance area Thursday, July 20th or Plano Saturday, July 22nd. Please reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
For life's aches and pains, choose Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. It works fast and it's easy to use. Designed to work odor-free in all those remote areas. It works here. It's odor-free here. It works here. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. Fast-acting, easy-to-use, odor-free pain relief for all those remote areas. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and other fine retailers.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report. A daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Reports. My name is John David Wells. His name is Alan West, former congressman for the state of Florida, lives in Texas. Boy, we sure could. I just would really like to see him as a congressman from Texas, wouldn't you? I'm just saying. Hey, man. Somebody's got to look after your future. And why not? And why not me? I've run mine into the ground. What the heck?
Well, I tell you what, John David, we'll see what's up after the 2018 election cycle. I'll give you that.
You know what? That would be really wonderful. If you decide to go chase it again, please by all means announce it here, would you?
I'd be happy to.
You're the very best. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. That's even better. If you have a question and a question only for Colonel Alan West, please join us. Sir, let's talk a little bit about al-Baghdadi. Is he dead?
You know, let me give you some historical anecdotes and case in points. When we got the news about Admiral Yamamoto being on an aircraft and we were able to intercept it and shoot it down and kill him, did the Japanese stop fighting because of Yamamoto being dead? Osama bin Laden, everyone made a big deal about him being killed, but did Al-Qaeda surrender? Did they sign some capitulation document? No, they've metastasized. So tactically, it would be a good thing if al-Baghdadi is dead. But from a strategic perspective, it really does not stop anything as far as the spread of the global Islamic jihad. It is a great thing operationally that we are seeing a reduction in the territorial footprint of ISIS. But again, it just means that they are going to become more decentralized. They are still going to put out their hateful rhetoric and message and propaganda online, and they're still going to seek to inspire people to conduct the type of attacks that a year ago we saw at Bastille Day in Nice, France, when the gentleman ran over how many Frenchmen with a truck. So we still need to be very aware. John David, one of the critical things I think that President Trump has to do when you look at all of these challenges, he needs to give a primetime national security strategy address. Because it is not just that the American people will be listening. It's what our enemies and our adversaries and the rest of the world, they will be listening to see what he's talking about. Because right now we've got, we do have Russia as an adversary. We got China, Iran, North Korea, and this Islamic jihadist threat that we have that extends from Boko Haram in West Africa all the way over to Abu Sayyaf. And we've got to make sure that we have a solid strategy in order to combat these enemies and adversaries.
I agree 150%. Alan West is our guest here on 660 AM The Answer. Let me get a hold of Paul in Arlington. What's your question, Paul?
Good evening, gentlemen. My question centers around the healthcare industry and rising costs. Why don't we hear more conversation about letting the free market control costs and letting government get out of the way?
That's a great question.
It's because they lose power. I mean, it's very simple.
Yeah.
If, that's why I say Obamacare was an expansion of Medicaid. That is not a free market solution. That is not a viable solution to fix the healthcare situation in the United States of America. Look at those means by which we can enable, especially, like I said, the working poor, those people that are above the Medicare, the poverty line, but yet they're below that income level where they can really go out and afford their own health insurance. We need to empower individuals to be able to afford their own health insurance. We need to have portability of health insurance and stop just having it tied to whatever your current job position is, so that when you lose your job, you lose that insurance.
Yeah.
We need to, I mean, we don't do that with car insurance. When I moved here from Florida to Texas, I didn't lose my car insurance.
Right.
We need to empower the health savings account so that those can be, enable people to take care of their routine medical procedures and practices and really use the health insurance for the major catastrophic things that are happening in their lives. Tort reform is another important thing. Incentivizing healthy living is another important thing. Breaking down the state-by-state mini monopolies that the insurance companies have. That's another important thing. But they lose power in Washington, D.C., and the special interests lose power as well.
Neil, you get the last question for Congressman Alan West. What is it?
Lieutenant Colonel, you probably know better than I do, sir. Being a former Marine, I've been real concerned about the rules of engagement in field. I know we're not at a stage, say, back maybe 5-10 years, but I know that there could be we still have troops in the field. What's your feeling on, sir? Is the President going to adjust those rules of engagement?
Oh, no, he already has. As a matter of fact, you do not have to clear bombing targets all the way back to the White House like it was during the Obama administration. And also, that was the exact same thing that happened during the Johnson administration in Vietnam. So the fact that you have seen the quick, collapse of Mosul, which how long had they been at this, prior to Donald Trump coming in? That shows you that American air power, they have the green light. They're able to drop the munitions that they need to drop. The Moab bomb. We know the tunnels that come from Pakistan and Afghanistan because we used to aid the Mujahideen fighting against the Soviet Union in doing that. So when ISIS was there underground, we knew exactly where they were. But we delegated that down to the operational commander on the ground, and you don't hear people about, too much people about ISIS, monkeying around along that border area. So, yes, the rules of engagement have changed.
Colonel Alan West, Congressman Alan West, friend of the Wells Report, Alan West, thank you so much for joining us tonight, sir.
Always a pleasure. Anytime, John David, call on me.
I will, sir. Same here. If I can do anything for you, let me know.
Keep praying.
Yes, sir, I will. And I'll be praying for you and your good fortune, sir. Have a great weekend. This is the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Back with more coming up in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial
Capital Management and the host of Plain Talk No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Debbie Georgatis. This week, I'll be broadcasting America Can We Talk live from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where I'll be enjoying a family reunion at one of the 10,000 lakes. And Powerline blogger and leading conservative pundit John Hinderaker will join me on the show. Tune in to America Can We Talk Sundays at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, online at americacanwetalk.org, or on Facebook Live at America Can We Talk. We talk truth about America and why it matters to you.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I've loved my friends at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange for more than 20 years, and I've told you it's my headquarters for birthday and anniversary shopping, but it's also my favorite location for something I love, watches. So go see Dave Larson at Dallas Gold and Silver. He's got the right answer for anybody looking to buy or sell a watch.
Mark, I've got the perfect solution. At Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, you can come in and see the watches. You know what you're buying every time. You can try them on, talk to our industry experts. It's really an experience no other retailer can match. We have more inventory than most stores. We have over 200 watches to choose from and a wide variety of accessories like bezels, custom bands, and dials. If you decide to sell your watch, you can trust you'll be getting a fair price from real experts.
And they're experts in precious metals, too, with gold and silver on site that you can take home immediately. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. 4 locations, Dallas, Arlington, Southlake, and Euless. For more information, go to dgse.com. That is dgse.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I've been telling you about Relief Factor for about 6 months now. I've been using Relief Factor for a lot longer than that. Just like you, I've heard about Relief Factor on the radio, and I simply had to try it because I had hip and knee pain that wasn't going away. Well, it worked for me in about 2.5 weeks. So I asked them if I could endorse the product. That's a true story. Now I'm hearing from listeners everywhere, like Tim from Pennsylvania, who wrote, "Pain I had lived with for 3 to 4 years has completely disappeared. After 2 months of Relief Factor, it has totally vanished. I'll be 72 in March, and I feel at least 10 years younger. It's great to be pain-free again." It sure is. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, knee pain, general muscle aches and pain, do what I did. Go to ReliefFactor.com, order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Try it for 3 weeks, $19.95. ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com, or call toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
Over 70 million Americans have unhealthy blood pressure levels. Are you one of them? Introducing Berkeley Life, a 100% drug-free supplement to help maintain normal, healthy blood pressure while supporting energy and vitality. Now, for a limited time, try Berkeley Life free. Call 800-709-0668. A key to maintaining healthy blood pressure is your body's nitric oxide levels. Berkeley Life helps to boost nitric oxide levels naturally. The breakthrough is from a discovery which won a Nobel Prize in medicine on nitric oxide levels in the bloodstream. Berkeley Life includes free saliva test strips to see your levels instantly. Now there is a supplement you test yourself and can see it's working. In a consumer study, 91% felt healthier after taking Berkeley Life for just 3 weeks. Here's Dr. Regina Drews, board-certified cardiologist.
I recommend the Berkeley Life supplement and test strips to help my patients maintain a healthier heart and blood vessels.
Get your free 30-day supply. Call 800-709-0668. Just pay shipping and handling. 800-709-0668. 800-709-0668. Results may vary.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. For the last 8 years, the California legislature has been working on trying to figure out a way to get rid of property taxes. And the reason they've been trying to get rid of property taxes is because at the end of the day, as long as there's a Texas, there's a chance that everybody who owns property, if property taxes are in place, there's a chance that at some point the state of Texas will own all the property in Texas. It's because in order to keep it, a family has to keep paying taxes on their land. In other words, there's no finish line to paying taxes for property in Texas, and there should be. You know, with all the amendments in the Texas Constitution, I'm surprised there isn't one that says that after you pay, what, $250,000 in property taxes for parcels up to 50 acres, you don't have to pay anymore. Or better yet, when you get to age 65, you don't have to pay property taxes anymore. That is actually the law in Oregon. So you don't have to worry about losing your property. We got to do something about this. And I'm you know me, I want less taxes. That's what I want. Less taxes, fewer taxes. Let's get rid of taxes, so on and so on and so on. There is another side of the question. The other side of the question is the state legislature's proposed property tax reforms are misguided, infringe on local control, and would make Texas a state centralized model like California. This according to Dallas County commissioners. The county commissioners court, which includes 4 Democrats and 1 Republican, urged Republican-controlled Capitol to address school financing because they said school districts make up at least half of homeowners' property tax bills. The letter also said the state's budget costs, or cuts rather, have shifted expense burdens towards the county, such as public defenders, court-appointed attorneys in child welfare cases, and state prisoners being held in county jail. The county says it spends $145 million a year on services the state is supposed to provide. And if the state simply paid its own bills, Dallas County homeowners would see a 17% drop in property taxes. Forgive me if I inject some reality into this particular portion of the conversation. If the state simply paid its own bills, the Dallas County Commissioners Court would find a way to spend the 17% that would be theoretically dropped. You know, it would represent a drop in property taxes on something else. You know it as well as I do. Taxes only go up. They never go down. Unless, of course, you elect Ronald Reagan. And it doesn't look to me like anybody in Dallas County is willing to elect anybody that is anywhere close to Ronald Reagan. So, that being said, there's still a good point here. Property taxes stay in the county. If there is a drop in property taxes, the county has less money. Now, I would send a letter back to the county commissioners court in Dallas and say, you need to cut costs. And they would probably say, are you kidding? How could we possibly be famous and get elected to state politics and then national politics if we can't spend somebody else's money and get bronze plaques everywhere? Yeah, I would say if you got into being a Dallas County commissioner so that you could be a state rep or state senator or a congressman or a congresswoman at some point or a senator, then maybe you're probably barking up the wrong tree, but that could just be me. So that being said, I am interested in whether or not the state should reach into the county level and tell them what to do. What do you think? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Should the state legislature tell counties what to do with property tax money? 866-660-5759. Now, I know why this is happening. The Dallas Morning News wrote this as an op-ed piece because what they're trying to do is they're trying to represent the commissioner's court who wrote the letter, and the commissioners need the money, they say, because they don't have enough money to run everything and blah, 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 child welfare cases, state prisoners being held in the county jail, and so on and so on. There is state politics afoot. But then there's this thing about central government. California has a major problem with central government. They have a lot of other problems too. I mean, everybody spends money like water for chocolate in California at every possible level, which is why if you want to do something on your property, say you want to add an addition to your property, you have to get a city permit, a county permit, a state permit, a city inspection, a county inspection, and a state inspection. You have to do all that stuff. So the first two permits that you get are permits to get the last permit. They're permits. And you have to pay every time. Now, it's not so bad here. But things begin to fill in underneath. Which is why I'm telling you that if the state paid its own bills, Dallas County commissioners can say that would drop 17% in property taxes for everybody living in Dallas County, but in a pig's eye, that's going to happen. Never, ever, never will. It would never happen. So my question is this. Is it fair that the state legislature get involved in county business? Yes or no, and why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. And oh, by the way, if counties fund themselves with property taxes, is that not the reason why there's a problem getting rid of property taxes? Should we find another way for counties to be able to fund themselves? And if you take away property taxes, then how do you fund your county? You pretty much have to look at sales tax. So if you're looking at sales tax, are you in a position where in order to be a successful county, you have to import as many people as humanly possible? The reason that I'm saying that is not that that's a bad idea. But what you'd have to do is you'd have to have a county that is thriving. And if you take away property tax money from, say, a poorer county, say, the first thing comes to mind is Ennis. Corsicana, down in that area. Would they have the money to be able to keep the county going? Would they be able to pay for the sheriff's department, et cetera, et cetera? So when you start talking about this, you start talking about how to fund all this. You start thinking about, do we want to centralize Texas government more than it is? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Do we want to do that or not? Do we want a more centralized Texas government or not? Eight 866-660-5759. So I understand that Dallas, there's never enough money for Dallas County. I mean, I don't know where the money goes. You don't know where the money goes. Nobody knows where the money goes. But it goes. Under the current under the current system, voters can petition for an election to roll back their tax rate if a city or county raises its tax collections on existing properties by more than 8%. There are proposals out there cutting the rollback rate in half to 4%. If local counties or if local governments exceed that growth rate, his plan would make an election automatic. instead of requiring citizens to organize a petition. That's not a bad idea. By the way, the person who is putting that out there is Senator Paul Bettencourt. He is a Republican from Houston, right? So Bettencourt says that if you cut the rollback rate in half to 4%, that way there's an automatic election to roll back taxes yourself. That's going to keep people in county government pretty much under control, when it comes to raising property taxes. But it doesn't solve the actual problem, which is property taxes. Do we want those in the state of Texas? And if we don't have those in the state of Texas, what do we have? Do we increase our sales tax to make up for the property tax? Is that what we do? If we increase the property taxes, if we increase the sales tax in the state of Texas, does that not even further centralize government? Because you don't want to have everybody in the county, you don't want to have every county coming up with their own sales tax. So that would be something that you would raise by the central government and then divvy up the money, probably on a per capita basis. So more popular counties or more populous counties would have more money, which would make sense. Only up to a point, though. Some of those Texas counties don't have a whole lot of people in them. I'm talking about the counties where one of the main seriously important societal things in the county is the volunteer fire department. The 866-660-5759 is our telephone number, 866-660-5759. The commissioners said the state has shifted public school funding away from state aid and to local property taxes, causing a 44% increase in 10 years for the average homeowner in the Dallas Independent School District. In 2008, Texas schools received 45% of their funding from the state. This year, that portion of school funding is down to 38%, adding that increases in property tax must cover the difference, which is why property taxes are going up. The county said that the state should let tax decisions be decided by voters in how they choose their elected officials. Well, yeah, it depends on. Have you been watching the politics going on in Texas for a while? I mean, seriously? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Seriously now. Have you been paying attention to this? I've seen downright dirty politics in my life. I have. Got to be honest with you, I've seen dirty politics. But nothing compares to the knife fights I've seen in Texas about almost anything having to do with politics. And you haven't either. I don't know where you'd have to go to see a more blood, just they're out for blood, man. They do not mess around in Texas politics. Just saying. 866-660-5759. So it's a question of centralized government, county government, which is best for Texas. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Gibbs here. The boat guy. Talking about boats, boating, lakes, marinas, and, well, if it floats, we talk about it. The advice we give is the best you will ever hear. They call it expert advice. Between myself, boating royalty, Lake Level Ginger, and Brother Strick, you hear only intelligent talk. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer, the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by DallasBoatsForSale.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you, you talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it, he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
The stock market is at an all-time high, and oil is projected to go up. Now you can cash in your profits and invest in an asset that can potentially pay for up to 20 or more years and receive a 100% tax deduction. If you're a personal net worth that exceeds $1 million, excluding your primary residence, then you qualify as an SEC-defined accredited investor. You can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects by calling 800-423-1685.
Hi, I'm one of the officers here at Encore Energy. Call us now to learn how you can potentially achieve 20 or more years of income and deduct 100% of every dollar that you invest. At Encore, we are drilling in an area that is potentially one of the most prolific horizontal oil plays in the entire country. Oil prices are projected to rise, so you need to own a piece of an oil field. Call us now and we will tell you how you can deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income.
Call 1-800-423-1685. That's 1-800-423-1685. Encore at 800-423-1685. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
It's after 5 o'clock and you're driving home from another day at the office. Wouldn't it be nice if your advertising was working around the clock? And if you came into the office the next day with some new business to work on? That would be great, right? Here at 660 AM The Answer, we talk to business owners every day, and they all want the same thing, positive word of mouth. They want people talking about them in a good way. Well, we've done that for businesses all across the Metroplex. That's why you hear commercials from many of the same advertisers day after day. It's because advertising on 660 AM The Answer works. And we can do that for your business. Imagine your commercial running in shows you listen to each day, like John David Wells, Mark Davis, or Sean Hannity. Now, it's not right for everybody, and we'll tell you if it's not. We value clients that have the same high ethical standards that we hold dear. If this sounds good to you, go to 660amtheanswer.com and click on Advertise with Us, and it will give you some more information. Then just give us a call or shoot us an email. Thanks.
Mattress shopping? You've probably noticed that the big box stores are constantly running sales. That's what you have to do when you're selling price instead of quality. At Sovereign European Sleep Systems, they don't have sales. Why? Because the quality of their product is as consistent as their pricing. So if you want a truly great mattress at a very reasonable price, you should consider the Sovereign mattress. A healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Learn more at sovn.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. There could be as many as 12 million illegal immigrants living in the United States, and 400,000 could be deported this year, according to the director of ICE, the acting ICE director. Thomas Homan said the number could be even higher, but no one in the country illegally should be comfortable right now. He was speaking to Neil Cavuto on the Fox News channel. Homan said that those who cross the border illegally can no longer assume that no one is looking for them. Get a load of this. This is funny. President Trump basically told us, you can now do your job. You will enforce the laws on your books. There's no population of alien that's off the table anymore, and we've been waiting for that for about a decade now, unquote, said Homan, noting that illegal immigrants who pose a threat to public safety will always be a higher priority. He said that if you enter the U.S. illegally, you have committed a crime. The law will be enforced without apology. He also delivered a stern message to the MS-13 gang in a Daily Caller interview. My gang is bigger than theirs, and we're going to take them out. Wow. Adding the goal is to make good as much as we can on President Trump's promise to arrest and or deport these gang members. Cavuto told Holman that he's surprised to see how pervasive and widespread that brutal gang MS-13 has become. Wow. Things changed mightily when Donald Trump took over. No, you're listening to the Wells Report.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime this year, something that goes beyond the mundane and gives you a unique perspective, not a vacation, an opportunity to change your life? I'm Mike Gallagher here. A timely and important expedition to the Holy Land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that will offer you firsthand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable place. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about all your life, all during Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, and so much more, with expert guides, important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations. Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel for the details about this all-inclusive trip happening October 22nd through November the 1st.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay in their net 30s, 60s, or 90s? Can't get a business loan because you have no equity, bad credit, or no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors. Get cash right now for your invoices instead of getting turned down by the banks or taking out a high-interest business loan. There is nothing to pay back. We simply buy your accounts receivable. And if those clients don't pay on those invoices, we take the loss. You have already been paid. We don't give you funds based on your credit. We give you funds based on your accounts receivable. Go buy that new equipment, hire those new employees, or use the working funds to bid on jobs you never thought you could go after. With AmeriFactors, there is no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the working funds while we wait for the net 30s, 60s, and 90s. Fund your business today with AmeriFactors by calling 800-698-9150. That's 800-698-9150. Or text FACTOR to 41411. That's FACTOR to 41411. And simply click the link to call and get funds within 48 hours.
Using Groupon, people can save up to $1 gazillion a week. Not each of them, of course, but all of them combined. In reality, you can save up to $100 a week on what you do every day. Getting a haircut? Check Groupon. Need an oil change? Check Groupon. Now, we are in no way implying that you could save $1 gazillion a week on nearby yoga classes, golfing, Italian restaurants, or resorts. However, use the top-rated Groupon app and save up to $100 a week on what you do every day. Download the app and save. Groupon.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. A confession in the murder of 4 men in Pennsylvania.
The only person of interest in this case, Cosmo DiNardo, has now confessed. And I guess the other question would be whether anyone else helped him, not just to murder those 4 men, but also to bury them on his parents' property.
Fox's Rick Leventhal, prosecutors say because DiNardo confessed, they won't seek the death penalty. In Paris, President Trump helps France celebrate Bastille Day.
France is America's first and oldest ally. A lot of people don't know that.
He's there at the invitation of French President Macron to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the U.S. entering World War I. And lampooning President Trump helps NBC's Saturday Night Live earn 22 Emmy nominations.
I won the election fair and square, and everyone knows that.
Alec Baldwin as the president. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. Listen on iHeartRadio. The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
The first thing you need to know to like Senator Ted Cruz's amendment to the health care bill is the list of experts that CNN found who say it will cripple the market. What is next for Obamacare repeal, and what role will Ted and other senators play? And of course, on our Big Friday show, what's the latest Russia scam from the Trump haters that we have to beat back? Join us for a Friday.
The Mark Davis Show, weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM. The Answer.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. He left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it. Trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free, no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-700-6492. That's 1-800-700-6492. 1-800-700-6492.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now, because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-725-1616 now, and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-725-1616. That's 800-725-1616. Employees of J.T. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Hi, this is Amy Keith with FlipCheapHouses.com. Our company specializes in teaching beginners how to invest in real estate with little to no financial risk. Are you determined to succeed and have at least $10,000 for startup fees and want to work one-on-one with a professional real estate investor for 12 months? Are you motivated and have at least $10,000 for startup fees and want to start a business now? With our help, in as little as 2 weeks, you can start putting deals together, flipping cheap houses. Are you ambitious and have at least $10,000 for startup fees and want to get a side business started for additional income? If you can give us 10 hours a week, we can show you how to flip cheap houses. If you are a beginner and want to learn how to flip cheap houses, then help me help you. Go to our website at help2017.com and watch our free webinar. That's HELP2017.com to watch our free webinar. HELP2017.com.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with 2 brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the number one Generac dealer in the nation. Number one means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. I don't know whether you're aware of this, but law enforcement officer fatalities have increased in the United States 30% during the first half of 2017. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's something we have to do. We are being joined by Craig Floyd, who's the president and CEO of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. Got to find a way to take care of this, Craig. Welcome to the Wells Report. It's really good to have you here.
Thank you, JD. It's a pleasure.
We come together at a very, very difficult time for police officers all over the country. As a matter of fact, it's a deadly time. We have never seen, as far as I know, we've never seen anything like this, with the numbers of police officers being, outright assassinated, going up almost every year for the last 2 or 3 years.
Well, it's frightening. It's alarming. Any law-abiding citizen should be outraged, really, that our officers are being assassinated simply because of the job they do, the uniform they wear. Dallas, we certainly saw it in such vivid fashion last July, almost a year ago to the day, when 5 officers gunned down by a man who simply had a hatred toward law enforcement. And then here we are a year later, and virtually to the day, an officer in New York City, Miosotis Familia, is sitting in a marked cruiser, a marked command vehicle, and a man who, again, had a hatred toward law enforcement. It's been well documented on social media, walks up to her vehicle, fires a single shot, and kills this beautiful lady who was trying to protect and serve her community. Frightening, alarming. This year, 65 officers killed in the line of duty during the first half of this year, and unfortunately, Texas is near the top of the list once again.
What does the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund make of this? I mean, what do you find as the cause?
Well, unfortunately, there's no one single factor you could point your finger at. Obviously, so much of the negativity that's been directed toward law enforcement these last 3 years, all the protests and the hatred that's been spewed toward law enforcement, that has influenced some weak-minded individuals to go out and launch these vicious attacks against officers. You can't deny it. The evidence is very clear on that point. However, if you look at the numbers during the first half of this year, you find that traffic-related incidents have actually claimed more police lives than gunfire. It's pretty close. 26 officers killed in traffic-related incidents the first 6 months of this year versus 23 who were shot to death. But the bottom line is, when you're a police officer in America, you are always at risk. Your head is on a swivel because you don't know where that next attack may come from. But you also got to be very careful as you're driving at a high rate of speed, responding to an emergency call. Somebody needs your help. It could be life or death. Too many officers are not thinking about their own welfare. They're thinking about the welfare of the person they're trying to help and save. And unfortunately, a lot of officers die in those circumstances.
I've been watching the media coverage of all of these things, and I've got an example here that I'd like your commentary on. I have the Gallup poll that talks about confidence in the police back at historic average. I don't know whether you saw that or not, but it says on the headline from Gallup directly, confidence in police back at historic average, which is something that you're saying, well, okay, so this is pretty much where police have stood in the community for X number of years because it's the historic average. But then you go to the hotair.com coverage of that very poll, and the headline changes. Confidence in police drops below 50% among young Hispanics and Democrats, below 40% among liberals. that is a differentiation in the data that comes up with a completely different set of meanings when you just look at the headlines.
Well, I remember the Gallup poll, and I'm not sure if you're referring to the same one. There was one done last late summer, early fall of 2016, and I was quite encouraged by what I saw in that poll. And that said that 76% of all Americans surveyed highly respected the men and women serving them in law enforcement in their communities. And I think that just drove home a point that I've been saying for years, which is the vast majority of Americans, despite what you hear in the media, despite all the protests that may have occurred over the last year or two, the vast majority of Americans are law-abiding citizens that realize how important the police are in keeping their communities safe and making them better places to live. And I think that's been there for a long time. And I think as more and more officers are being targeted in acts of violence, are being assassinated because of the uniform they wear and what they stand for. They stand for all the good things in our society. They stand for authority. They stand for the rule of law. And unfortunately, there's been this growing disrespect for the rule of law among some in our society, to the point where when you get pulled over by a police officer, there's not this sense of respect, this sense of compliance with the orders, commands, requests that the officer makes, that people are actually confronting officers in those situations. And when that happens, bad things usually end up happening.
Indeed.
And this is where we have a real problem.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We're speaking with Craig Floyd, the President and Chief Executive Officer of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. That's a nonprofit organization established in 1984 to honor the service and sacrifice of America's law enforcement officers. So what does your organization actually do when it comes down to your mission statement?
Well, a couple things that we've done over the years. First and foremost, the reason we were in existence back in 1984, we built a National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial, a national monument here in our nation's capital, sitting among the Washington Monument, Lincoln Memorial, you name it, where we're right here among those great memorials. And we honor the men and women in law enforcement, and we try to make the point through that symbolic tribute that's not given to just anybody. This is a very special tribute that very few groups of Americans ever receive. But these men and women, 21,183 law enforcement officers, have sacrificed their lives in law enforcement service throughout our nation's history. And we, the founders of this organization back in 1984, felt that law enforcement was not being understood, was not being appreciated, the service nor the sacrifice. And a national memorial that we built would make a difference. And it has. It's driven home the point every year when we dedicate hundreds of new names on that memorial. This year it was 394 new names we added to the memorial in May. 143 of those officers died last year. That mere act alone, and all the attention that it gets through the ceremonies, through the media attention, people in this country of ours are made aware of the fact that officers are out there every day serving and sacrificing for our safety. Now, you flip the page and you realize we can't just put names on a memorial wall and expect the American people to have a great understanding and a change of attitude toward law enforcement. So we decided we need to build a national museum for law enforcement. So we're building the National Law Enforcement Museum right across the street from our memorial, which has been there since 1991. And that museum will open next year. That's experiential in nature. You're going to experience what it's like to walk in the shoes of a police officer. You're going to make those split-second decisions in our use of force firearms judgment simulator. You're going to become the detective in the Take the Case forensic science lab. You're going to become the dispatcher in the 911 emergency call center. And when people leave that museum, they're going to have a much better understanding and appreciation for the vital role that law enforcement plays in our society. And we're going to bring in thought leaders from the community activists, meeting with law enforcement leaders, and we're going to have conversations. We're going to have roundtable discussions, lecture series, and we're going to have conversations about what we can do to strengthen the bond between the public and police. And right now, we need that museum more than ever.
I think you're exactly right. How can people become contributors to the museum, how can they actually have a piece of this particular project?
Well, we'd like them to go to our website. It's lawenforcementmuseum.org. Very easy to find, lawenforcementmuseum.org. You'll see photographs of the construction underway. It's been underway now for over a year. We will open this museum in the fall of 2018, just next year. And we need help. We need the support of caring Americans, people that believe that a museum like this will make a difference, will change the conversation, will have a positive impact on creating safer, better communities. And by the way, it's going to be an exciting and entertaining attraction here in Washington, D.C., a place that every tourist, I think, will want to go. The kids will love it. And I'll tell you one thing, JD, this will be, I think, the number one recruiting tool for the law enforcement profession, because when kids and young adults get to see what it's like to be a law enforcement officer, the excitement, the fact that you can make a difference in society, make a difference in your community, I think they're going to love the idea of maybe becoming a cop. And we need more of that, because right now recruitment is down about half of what it normally is.
You know something? I think that we need to broadcast live from the opening of this museum. That's what I think. I think I'm going to start packing my stuff now. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my little portable radio station to the front door of your museum and broadcast live when you open that thing up. So you got to make sure you let me know when that happens.
We will do that, and you will have a front seat location, I promise you, because we need, there's going to be thousands of people there when we open that museum, and thousands more will visit. But we need to reach the entire country with the message that museum has behind it. And we rely on people like you, JD, to get that message out for us.
Craig W. Floyd is our guest. Craig, I tell you, if you talk to the talk show hosts and do a radio row, we'll all show up, I promise you, because this is just flat important. You got my attention at the beginning of this conversation. Georgia and New York lead all states with 5 officer fatalities so far. That is followed by California, Florida, and Texas. We're right there with 4 officer fatalities. Louisiana has 3, and so on and so on. Again, we find ourselves in a position where our police officers are under attack, and we simply can't stand by and do nothing.
I respect that immensely. And when you look at Texas, last year, your state lost 19 officers in the line of duty, more by far than any other state. When you look at history, you find that going back to the first death in Texas all the way up to the present, you've lost more than 1,700 law enforcement officers who've sacrificed their lives in law enforcement service in your state. That's by far the most of any state in this country, unfortunately.
Craig, I do my business like everybody else. I pass police officers who are doing their jobs, enforcing the law, pulling somebody over, and so on and so forth. We hear about these attacks under traffic situations. When I'm driving through town and I happen to see a police officer parked there, I keep my eyes on them until I can't watch them any longer. But clearly, there is a powerlessness here that I don't know what to do about.
I would say this, JD, and I hear you, and yet I think there are some ways people can help, and they may not even realize it. First of all, we need to change the narrative, all right? And groups like us help in that regard. I'll give you some great stats that people like you, if you could just keep amplifying them, keep getting them out there. Out of the 62 million interactions that officers have every year across this country with the public, that could be a traffic stop, that could be a call for service, an emergency situation, any interaction with officers and the public. Force is used, of those 62 million interactions, less than 2% of the time. Most officers will go their entire career without ever firing their weapon in the line of duty. That's a fact, and most people probably wouldn't necessarily know that fact. We also know that the Cato Institute, for example, does a study every year. How many complaints of misconduct are filed against officers every year in this country? That number, according to Cato Institute, is roughly between 5,000 and 6,000. Now, that's a lot of complaints, most people would say. But when you overlay that number against the 900,000 officers who are sworn and serve every day, you realize that more than 99% of the officers serving today do not have complaints of misconduct filed against them. And I guarantee you there's not a better profession in America that could probably have that kind of great record.
You're here. Absolutely. Craig W. Floyd is our guest. He is joining us here on 660 AM The Answer. He's the president and chief executive officer of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. There is a way that you can help that organization and see their work in Washington, D.C. We'll go back over that as we continue with Craig W. Floyd in just a moment. You're listening to The Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Futures and options trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors.
Fire the stockbroker and hire yourself. I'm Larry Levin, and I've been on the trading floor for 23 years. I was one of the biggest traders in the S&P pit. I'm also the president of Trading Advantage, a leading educational firm teaching people how to become professional day traders. Now, for a limited time, I'm offering one of the trading techniques I use to make $1.9 million for free. Invest in and control your own future. Get started right now by calling 800-914-5567. Leave your email address on my voicemail, and I'll email you my free trading technique and daily insiders market report at no cost to you. This is the very information I use to build my fortune.
I was getting ready to retire. I still needed to make extra income, but I didn't want to work for anyone else. Because of Larry and his excellent instructors, I could trade successfully for myself, and I'll never have to work for someone else again.
Fire the stockbroker and hire the most dependable person you know. You. Again, call in the next 90 minutes. Leave your email address on my voicemail. 800-914-5567. 800-914-5567.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus major components of 20 other home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-5602. Homeowners insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-5602. That's 1-800-400-5602. 1-800-400-5602.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Simple Sleep Services. If snoring is a problem in your life, and if it's a problem in your life, it's a problem for everybody in your life, let's get the simplest, least invasive solution. That's what they did for me at Simple Sleep Services. What you have with Simple Sleep is a way to avoid implants and surgery and the CPAP device by just calling 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. They're in Dallas and Fort Worth. Insurance covers most folks. It's the Somnodent device. Simple appliance. They make it for you. They did one for me. You take it home, you pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and silent night. Absolutely fantastic. Diagnosis from a board-certified sleep physician. They have a home sleep study, so you're not in some lab. Call them for more information. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. SimpleSleepServices.com. Wonderful people. I'm so glad I met them, and you will be too. 469-685-1700 or SimpleSleepServices.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
My husband and I wanted to buy a new car, and we don't have very good credit ratings, so the bank recommended Trinity, so we called them. And the people were very nice. They told us the best solution for our problems.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976 to talk to a certified counselor.
Trinity consolidated our bills Keeps got us a lower interest rate and a much better monthly payment.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
We feel much better now. Things are going pretty well. And since we've been with Trinity, our credit rating has really improved.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Ann, and we're debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
Napa know-how. Right now, Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil is on sale for just $4.29 a quart. Quality motor oil at an affordable price. A deal so good it practically sells itself. Which begs the question, what do we do with the rest of this commercial? Repeat the deal, I guess. Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil for just $4.29 a quart. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General States pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer expires 7/31/17.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
This is the Wells Report. You're listening to 660 AM The Answer. I'm John David Wells. Craig W. Floyd is our guest. He is the president and chief executive officer of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. He brought us some amazing statistics, many of them disturbing, some of them hopeful, but still at the end of the day, we have far too many police officers being attacked, being shot, and unfortunately being run over. You touched on something that I want to get some more information on. When you talk about traffic-related incidents, you're talking about police officers getting hit by people driving by.
This is a very dangerous situation, JD, that most members of the driving public can't appreciate. I don't know how many of your listeners have ever had a traffic problem, a car problem on an interstate highway. I've had that happen to me once or twice, and I had to get out of my vehicle along that beltway or along that interstate, and boy, I just sensed fear immediately because there were cars going by within a couple of feet.
Yes.
At like 80 miles an hour. Yeah. And I'm thinking, my goodness, this is the worst place imaginable. And yet cops every day, every night have to deal with traffic stops. They have to deal with accident scenes. They have to be at construction sites. And they have their flashing lights on and all. But you know what? Too many people are driving distracted. They're on their cell phones. They're texting. It's crazy. And then impaired drivers, of course, we all know the problems that has caused. Whether you're drunk or on drugs, now officers have to worry about that. And then there's plenty of us that just aren't paying attention or we're driving recklessly. Those officers need that added margin of safety. And so every state in this country over the last few years, including Texas, have passed laws that say move over and slow down if you see an emergency vehicle on the side of the roadway. You've got to slow down. That's the law of the land, and they could easily write you up for that. But if you can move over a lane, give that officer an added margin of safety because they only have a couple of feet to begin with. If you can give them that extra lane, you're going to spare some lives. Last year, 15 officers were struck and killed on the side of roadways. That's 15 lives that were lost because we, the driving public, were not paying attention and we're not caring about their safety. So move over and slow down is an important law. Too many people are unaware of it. But common sense, whether it's the law or not, whether you know about it or not, common sense says when you see a police officer on the side of a roadway, slow down and move over. Give that officer a margin of safety.
Boy, that's something that's, it seems so simple. It seems so common sense-ish. But, yeah, I know for a fact. I've seen people in Texas. It's actually the law in Texas that you have to give them at least one lane. I have seen guys pass way too close, and it's very, very scary. And I certainly do understand about the pull over and try to change your tire with a guy zipping past you at 80. That is a very serious thing. I didn't realize so many police officers were injured and killed under those circumstances.
Well, and it's been, unfortunately, the case. 15 of the last 20 years, more officers have been killed in traffic-related incidents than have been killed by gunfire. And last year, that changed. We went back to the historical average, which says more than half of the officers killed in the line of duty are shot to death. But traffic safety is a big concern for officers. We got to do better. We got to give them better driver training. The officers themselves have to slow down. When they respond to an emergency call, think about getting home to your family at the end of your shift before you worry about how fast you're going to get to that person in need. You can accomplish both, and that's what we want our officers to do.
Craig Floyd, it's been a pleasure talking to you, my friend. Thank you so much for spending some time, and more importantly, thanks very much for your work as the President and Chief Executive Officer of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. I'm truly looking forward to the opening of your museum. Thank you very much for putting up the monument to begin with, and God bless you and your very important endeavor. And like I said, if there is ever anything we can do on the Wells Report to help you out, all you got to do is pick up the phone and we'll be there.
I'll be back with you. I want you at dedication, and go to lawenforcementmuseum.org and learn more about this great museum that's about to open.
You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Back with more in just a moment.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay in their net 30s, 60s, or 90s? Can't get a business loan because you have no equity, bad credit, or no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors. Get cash right now for your invoices instead of getting turned down by the banks or taking out a high-interest business loan. There is nothing to pay back. We simply buy your accounts receivable, and if those clients don't pay on those invoices, we take the loss. You have already been paid. We don't give you funds based on your credit. We give you funds based on your accounts receivable. Go buy that new equipment, hire those new employees, or use the working funds to bid on jobs you never thought you could go after. With AmeriFactors, there is no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the working funds while we wait for the net 30s, 60s, and 90s. Fund your business today with AmeriFactors by calling 800-698-9150. That's 800-698-9150. Or text FACTOR to 41411. That's FACTOR to 41411. And simply click the link to call and get funds within 48 hours.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you for free. Call now for details.
Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660 AM.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
It's after 5 o'clock and you're driving home from another day at the office. Wouldn't it be nice if your advertising was working around the clock? And if you came into the office the next day with some new business to work on? That would be great, right? Here at 660 AM The Answer, we talk to business owners every day, and they all want the same thing, positive word of mouth. They want people talking about them in a good way. Well, we've done that for businesses all across the Metroplex. You hear commercials from many of the same advertisers day after day. It's because advertising on 660 AM The Answer works. And we can do that for your business. Imagine your commercial running in shows you listen to each day, like John David Wells, Mark Davis, or Sean Hannity. Now, it's not right for everybody, and we'll tell you if it's not. We value clients that have the same high ethical standards that we hold dear. If this sounds good to you, go to 660amtheanswer.com and click on Advertise with Us, and it will give you some more information. Then just give us a call or shoot us an email. Thanks.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now, we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing and relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
At Progressive, we think your floral boutique is the bee's knees. In fact, it's all the bee's knees in every hive of bees in all the trees from here to Belize. Please. Everyone agrees. You deserve the expertise of Progressive Business Insurance, with over 40 years of experience helping busy bees and their knees glide with ease like a gentle breeze. So whether you're a worker bee, a queen, or none of these, buzz over to progressivecommercial.com if you please. Faster than a bee's knees as he pollinates the leaves of 3 trees. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. The president made an interesting statement the other day. I believe it was yesterday, in fact. And I was kind of surprised that he would say it, but I figured I would talk to you about it and see if you were likewise surprised. President Donald Trump expressed optimism about the state of his administration yesterday. He tweeted the White House is, quote, functioning perfectly, unquote. And he focused on tackling several policy issues. The White House is functioning perfectly, focused on health care, tax cuts, reforms, and many other things. Trump wrote, I have very little time for watching TV. Trump also went after Democrats on Twitter for what he called the double standard against him and Republicans, telling readers to look what Hillary Clinton may have gotten away with. Disgraceful, he said. He's completely correct here. And once again, this is not me being partisan. This is me being real. Okay? Be real here. Hillary Clinton destroyed BlackBerries with hammers. There was no, from what we understand, at least as far as we know, there was nothing criminal attached to them. The only law broken by doing that is the National Archives law. Those BlackBerries don't belong to her. Well, actually, the BlackBerries probably do, but the information on the BlackBerries doesn't belong to her. It belongs to we, the people of the United States. She's a Secretary of State. So that's breaking a law. It's a small one, but it's a federal law. Is that a felony? I don't think it's felony. I'm not sure. Destroying, what would that be? Destroying National Archive documents, or destroying, I don't know, refusing to submit documents, official documents for the National Archives. Would you check that for me, Ms. Vicky Lamb? What does concern me, however, is when her server ended up getting destroyed with BleachBit. Apparently, such a great defragger or shall we say erasing formula or program that even the FBI can't make heads or tails out of what's left. You know, that's, of course, according to James Comey. We're not exactly sure that's true either. Are you trying to tell me that there's in an age where the FBI can find somebody to hack the security of an iPhone, pay them $900,000 to do it? Are you trying to tell me that there is a program out there that the FBI can't crack that blows up information on a hard drive? Or is it just something that James Comey found interesting and maybe even convenient to say? We don't know now, because we now know that James Comey is political. But the thing about it is there is a double standard. It's clear. If you want to talk about obstruction of justice, destroying evidence on a server under protection of congressional subpoena, that's a felony. Anybody pursuing that? No. The unlawful unmasking of people's identities. We found out yesterday it wasn't just Mike Flynn, but all the way back to June of last year, deep state operatives were unmasking Donald Trump workers, Donald Trump associates. No, actually, it goes back all the way to 2015, doesn't it? All the way back to 2015. They're unmasking people in the Donald Trump campaign. And yet Donald Trump Jr. is ensnared in this wild goose chase. And Time magazine puts on the front of their paper, on the front of their magazine, the words "red-handed" with Donald J. Trump Jr.'s picture underneath it. That's libel, in case you're wondering. And you're saying, well, wait a minute, what about malice? Would you say that there's malice? Remember, all you have to do in civil court, this is a civil court case, if Donald Trump Jr. decides to file against Time, all you have to have is a preponderance of the evidence. Would you say that there's a preponderance of the evidence that there is outright hatred among the mainstream media against Donald Trump? And you're saying, well, you'd have to prove that Time had outright hatred of Donald Trump. No, you wouldn't. This is pervasive. This is the ultimate in horrifying groupthink by the mainstream media. I would argue that case in front of a judge. You bet. Do you think that Donald Trump has a White House that's functioning perfectly? I believe it's functioning better than he's getting credit for. His foreign policy work has been outstanding. It's been so good. It's been so stellar. Chris Cuomo on CNN can't find anything wrong with it. Oh, and by the way, did you notice today? Let's see. Wait a minute. Hold on. Friend of mine tossed me some information just a minute ago. You're going to love this. You're absolutely going to love this. Yeah, a CNN anchor mistook the Star-Spangled Banner for the French national anthem. In case you don't know, the Star-Spangled Banner goes dun 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 dun, and the Marseillaise goes. Hang on a minute. The Star-Spangled Banner pushed the Marseillaise out of my head. I'll find out. I'll have it for you in just a second. Anyway, CNN blows the difference between the two national anthems. French national anthem. Let's see. Oh man, I got a whole bunch of these anthems hanging around my head now. I can't remember which one it is. Well, I'll remember it. Any old way. Anyway, so is Donald Trump, does he have a reason to be optimistic? Like I said, his foreign policy has been just about perfect. He has gotten things done from a standpoint of a judge. He's going to have more. He's not responsible for the Republicans being completely feckless in Congress. He has nothing to do with that. That everybody keeps trying to find collusion between himself, his workers, his administration, his transition, his campaign, and Russia. All they can say is, my God, there's conspiracy. To do what? To accomplish what? There has to be a reason. It's not conspiracy if it's a conversation. You have to be talking about a crime. Okay, so what's the crime? The crime is simply talking to a Russian. Oh, is that it?
I got it.
Okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the French national anthem. You are a dang genius. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Magic Matt Swinney. What happened to our applause? Did the microphone cable get cut to the studio downstairs where the audience is? We can't hear them.
I have to rewire it for some reason.
Somebody's got to get Andy Picard on that, man. I mean, has anybody heard from them? I mean, have we given them water in the last few days? I mean, they haven't been stuck down there, have they?
John David.
Yeah.
I think I have. I think I found some audio from them.
Really? From
this.
Okay, I'm listening. Did everyone else die? There's only one person left. My God.
My number one fan.
That was funny. Okay, I'm laughing. That was funny. So is Donald Trump, is he doing okay? He says his administration is functioning perfectly. Do you agree? Yes or no, and why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Like I said, I'm thinking that he might be right. Because certainly the legislative thing he can't do anything about. I mean, for everybody that says terrible things about Paul Ryan, at least Paul Ryan's got something done. I mean, guess who hasn't gotten anything done? That's right. That rather somewhat ridiculous man about town, Mitch McConnell. Yeah, Mitch McConnell doesn't get much done. And I'm really looking forward to him not being employed next time around. I think he just got reelected, so I think he's got until 2022. That's what I'm thinking. 2022. We got to put up with Mitch McConnell until 2022. I'm going to cry now. Seriously? Yeah, he got elected in 2016, so it is 2022. Dang it. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. So the Washington Free Beacon, the Beak, says that despite Trump's optimistic outlook for his White House, staffers there have been in damage control mode over the last 48 hours over a never-ending news cycle. 2 New York Times stories dropped involving Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., son-in-law senior advisor Jared Kushner, his former campaign manager Paul Manafort. You know what? These people are simply having a nervous breakdown. I mean, and now it's getting silly. I mean, it was embarrassing. Then it was annoying. Then it made me furious. And now I'm beginning to wonder if these people are seriously, medically deranged. I mean, think about this. Dun, 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 dun. You mistake that for Tom, 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 Tom. Really? You mistake the French national anthem for the Star Spangled Banner? Really? And that was a CNN anchor on set? Really? Wow. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. I just hope they figure something out here soon. Because it's like these people are really damaging themselves. This is the Wells Report.
Dennis Prager sees a world upside down.
The brainwashed, educated, they're sick. The world is upside down. Good is bad and bad is good. It's just in every arena. It's hard to get your mind around it.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Make plans now to join Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. for Safe Money Talk Radio. Kathy is the retirement planning and annuity expert. She has helped thousands of individuals and families learn how to protect and grow retirement assets, create income that can't be outlived, and provide a financial legacy for future generations, all while eliminating stock market risk. Listen to Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. on Safe Money Talk Radio, right here on 660 AM. The Answer.
USARoofing.com, founded in DFW in 1979, before there was a .com, is the roofer you should call for all of the Metroplex, residential and commercial. Let me guess, you've seen hail maybe as big as baseballs this year doing damage to your home, and your insurance company has made its settlement offer. You're about to call a roofer the insurance adjuster suggested. Stop right there. Sometimes the adjuster doesn't find all of the damage. You need a roofer that finds all of the damage caused by the storm. Bruce Hollingsworth from USARoofing.com checks the roof, gutters, windows, and fences. Why? Did you know that when you go to sell your home in a few years, damage missed by the adjuster could stop your home from closing or take thousands of dollars from the proceeds of your sale? Even if you just put on a new roof a year ago, if your home was hit in the latest storm, you need to have Bruce check for damage. USARoofing.com has a free lifetime warranty. Call Bruce at 972-263-2938 or find them on the web at USARoofing.com. That's USARoofing.com.
Ready and reliable, anytime, night or day. When your plumbing's got problems or your drains are clogged, that's when you need AAA. You go to AAA-auger.com.
Is your home ready for summer? Is your water system ready to handle the demands of Texas heat? Are you concerned about high water bills heading into summer? Call the reliable Red and the professional plumbers at AAA Auger Plumbing Services for a free home evaluation, where there's never a charge for coming out and no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Call AAA Auger Plumbing Services 24-hour hotline now at 877-999-1979. That's 877-999-1979. So if you need a plumber fast, call AAA Auger Plumbing Services. Some restrictions apply. License M37445.
When your plumbing's got problems or your drains are clogged, go to AAA-auger.com.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. This is Michael Medved, and I've received thousands of testimonials that come in telling me how excited people are to be out of pain, like Bob from Ohio, who writes, I had a herniated disc in my back in 1984. I started taking Relief Factor, and for the first time, I have been completely out of constant, sometimes excruciating pain. I'm now able to work in the yard, around the house, and do my job in comfort. This is a great product. That's the end of the quote. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, aches, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to ReliefFactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
Weeds love your garden. They hide near flowers knowing you can't touch them. Now you can. With Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand from the Home Depot. A special buy at just $19.97. The protective shield means pinpoint accuracy, so you can target weeds without harming surrounding plants. With Roundup in hand, weeds are in trouble. Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot 1, just $19.97, now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last, U.S. only.
Ready to replace that lumpy old mattress? This time make it a Sovereign European mattress system. What you'll find is a healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. How reasonable? King-size mattresses start at $2,300, and with 0% interest for 12 months, that's about $6 a day. Priced below all those premium mattresses on the market, and even though you're getting a better bed, you're not paying more for it. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Learn more at sovn.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Now, more of the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Reports. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. We were speaking with Craig Floyd earlier tonight about the amazing loss of life among our police officers. And the tragedy gets worse in New York regarding Miosotis Familia, the daughter of the NYPD officer who was murdered in the line of duty. She was sitting in her cruiser and somebody walked up to her and shot her in the head. Genesis Villela offered an emotional tribute to her mother, how she had given her a big hug and said, "I love you," before leaving for work on the day of the attack. I know that she passed with love in her heart, with our love in her heart, said Villela. It was the worst day of my life, she said through tears. I said a prayer and told her that I love her and I don't want her to leave us. They're taking it really hard. She's talking about her 12-year-old twin siblings. We were all super close to her. We were in love with her. We simply have got to find a way to stop people from killing our cops. This is the Wells Report.
Mike Gallagher says work is getting done in Washington despite what you see from the mainstream media.
An awful lot continues to get done in this Trump White House. Day in and day out. Bills are being signed. Legislation is being tackled. Yes, healthcare is going to be tricky. It's going to be tough. But if anybody can do it, it's this guy. You know it, and I know.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekday mornings at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
Warning, if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
Futures and options trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors.
Fire the stockbroker and hire yourself. I'm Larry Levin, and I've been on the trading floor for 23 years. I was one of the biggest traders in the S&P pit. I'm also the president of Trading Advantage, the leading educational firm teaching people how to become professional day traders. Now, for a limited time, I'm offering one of the trading techniques I use to make $1.9 million for free. Invest in and control your own future. Get started right now by calling 800-914-5567. Leave your email address on my voicemail, and I'll email you my free trading technique and daily insider's market report at no cost to you. This is the very information I use to build my fortune.
I was getting ready to retire. I still needed to make extra
extra income, but I didn't want to work for anyone else. Because of Larry and his excellent instructors, I can trade successfully for myself, and I'll never have to work for someone else again.
Fire the stockbroker and hire the most dependable person you know, you. Again, call in the next 90 minutes. Leave your email address on my voicemail, 800-914-5567. 800-914-5567.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. A Pennsylvania man confessing he killed, burned, and buried 4 men who disappeared last week.
He committed or participated in the commission of the 4 murders.
Paul Lang is Cosmo Donardi's attorney. In exchange for that confession, prosecutors have agreed not to seek the death penalty. The Senate Republicans' latest health care proposal already in jeopardy.
Already at least 2 Republican no votes on a revised Senate health care bill. 1 more, and GOP leaders won't be able to even advance the measure for a debate next week.
This is a beginning point, not the ending point.
Senate Republican Conference Chair John Thune says that process won't happen unless 50 of 52 GOP senators support a procedural vote.
Fox's Jared Halpern. The U.S. soldier accused of wanting to commit a mass shooting after pledging loyalty to ISIS appeared in a Hawaii courtroom Thursday. Ikaika Kang was ordered held without bail. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Stimulating talk, 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk, No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk, No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime, and I mean it, a lifetime this year? Dennis Prager here, and a timely and important expedition to the land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that offers you firsthand insight into Israel's unique past and probably unique future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable nation. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about, all during United Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, Golan Heights, and much more. With expert guides and important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home as quickly as he sold ours. I love this guy. You get the Josh DeShong promise. He comes, sits down with you, you talk price and time frame. You reach an agreement on a price you'd love and a time frame you can handle. And if he can't sell that house of yours at that price in that time frame, he buys it. He promises if he can't sell it, he buys it. So get going. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. Now, not only will he do that on the market, but there's an instant buyout program right now. They can give you an offer today without even listing the home. Best part is in a lot of areas throughout North Texas, you're getting full market value without even listing the home, not worrying about showings and stuff. So if you're really ready to move fast, go for the instant buyout program. 972-325-6644. Ask about it at 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
I'm sure that every one of you understands the importance of oral care to your overall health. There's no denying the connection. I'm also sure that many of you have a sensitive mouth or sensitive gums or painful canker sores, or sadly, maybe even chemo sores from cancer treatment. What you may not know is that your mouthwash, especially if it's one of the brands that burns, may be making things worse. You should try non-irritating, alcohol-free Closis Oral Rinse. That's CLOSYS. Closis is like first aid for your mouth. It's as gentle as water, but it helps relieve common but uncomfortable, even painful issues in your mouth. Unlike other mouthwashes, Closis is also pH balanced, which eliminates the burn and irritation. Try Closis Oral Rinse for sensitive mouth, gums, and canker sores for pain-free oral care. That's CLOSYS. Closis. Learn more about the gentle, effective oral rinse at closis.com or or get closest today at Walgreens, CVS Health, and Walmart.
The stock market is at an all-time high, and oil is projected to go up. Now you can cash in your profits and invest in an asset that can potentially pay for up to 20 or more years and receive a 100% tax deduction. If you're a personal net worth that exceeds $1 million, excluding your primary residence, then you qualify as an SEC-defined accredited investor. You can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects by calling 800-423-1685.
Hi, I'm one of the officers here at Encore Energy. Call us now to learn how you can potentially achieve 20 or more years of income and deduct 100% of every dollar that you invest. At Encore, we are drilling in an area that is potentially one of the most prolific horizontal oil plays in the entire country. Oil prices are projected to rise, so you need to own a piece of an oil field. Call us now and we will tell you how you can deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income.
Call 1-800-423-1685. That's 1-800-423-1685. Encore at 800-423-1685. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
Napa know-how. Buckets are good. Good at storing, carrying, and hauling all kinds of stuff. But the Napa bucket for $3.99 does more good than that. Like getting you 20% off 3 or more items that fit inside. And donating $1 to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. So do our soldiers and yourself some good and save 20% with the Napa bucket. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Exclusions apply. Offer expires 7/31/17.
Finding great people to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's time to try ZipRecruiter, where 80% of jobs get a qualified candidate in just one day. How? Using powerful technology, ZipRecruiter matches your job to the right candidates fast. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, only ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio for your free trial. ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Now that we finally got to the point where, in our broadcast, where we realized that we had not done any Donald Trump Jr., Russia collusion stories in the 11 o'clock hour, we figured, why shouldn't you be bored senseless like the rest of the people of the Wells Report in the first 3 hours? Okay, see, now that was just a joke. See, I was just having a moment of levity-ish. Okay? Remember what our motto is. The Wells Report. 99.44% borderline entertaining-ish. Oh, by the way, one of my computer gods says Bleach Bit is for amateurs. All I can say is it may be for amateurs, Cappy. That's an alias. Industry jargon. It may be for amateurs, but the FBI couldn't crack it, or that's the story. So anyway, 866-660-5759. We just ran across something here that we wanted to share with you. 2 months. Listen to this. Remember all this stuff about the Russian lawyer and all this stuff with Donald Trump Jr. Listen to this. 2 months before Donald Trump Jr.'s encounter with this Russian lawyer, a key House subcommittee chairman received a similar overture in Moscow, offering derogatory information about a U.S. policy that was upsetting Vladimir Putin. Representative Dana Rohrabacher, a California Republican with a reputation as a Moscow ally in Congress, told The Hill the information he received April 2016 came from the chief prosecutor in Moscow and painted an alternative picture of the Russian fraud case that led to the passage of anti-Russia legislation in Congress known as the Magnitsky Act. I had a meeting with some people, government officials. They were saying, would you be willing to accept material on the Magnitsky case from the prosecutors in Moscow? I said, sure, I'd be willing to look at it. The congressman's account provides the latest evidence that the overture to President Trump's eldest son in June of 2016 by a Russian lawyer named Natalia Veselnitskaya was part of a larger campaign by Moscow that predated the Trump Tower encounter and continued afterwards. Unbelievable. The focus was to sow distrust against or among American leaders about the Magnitsky Act and influence far more than Trump's inner circle. It included lobbying overtures to journalists, State Department officials, lawmakers, and congressional staff from both parties. This according to interviews with participants and recipients of the campaign. Congress passed the law. President Barack Obama signed it in 2012, punishing Russia with sanctions for alleged human rights violations in connection with the prison death of a lawyer named Sergei Magnitsky, who claimed to have uncovered a massive money laundering scheme based in Moscow. U.S. officials argued the fraud was perpetrated by Russian government leaders and hurt American companies. But Russians have countered the fraud was actually committed by Magnitsky and his clients. Prosecutors in Russia eventually won a posthumous conviction against the dead lawyer and retaliated against the U.S. for passing the law by suspending Americans' ability to adopt Russian children. That'll teach them. Russian children are easy to raise. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to spank them, smack their little hand. All you have to do, if they misbehave, is say one word. Gulag. But then again, you can do that with any Russian. Anyway, Rohrbacher's account mirrors several aspects of Donald Trump Jr., who said he accepted the June 9th, 2016 meeting with Veselnitskaya because he thought he was getting political dirt on his father's Democrat opponent, Hillary Clinton, from a prosecutor in Moscow. One last thing here on this, okay? If you're in a presidential campaign, especially the one that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were engaged in, and somebody says, I've got dirt on your opponent, you're going to listen to what they have to say. You may not do it directly. Donald Trump didn't do it directly. Donald Trump Jr. went on his behalf. But do you think that Hillary Clinton would pass up an opportunity to listen to anybody with dirt on Donald Trump? You know for a fact that she didn't. She didn't pass up on anything. Neither did the mainstream media, who impaled itself on the fake news post with this Trump dossier that turned out to be nothing. By the way, the other interesting little tidbit of information was that how did Natalia Veselnitskaya get into the country to begin with? She couldn't get a visa. Well, the Attorney General of the United States made it happen. Now, let's see, who could that possibly be? Who could that possibly be? That's right, Loretta Lynch. Now, was she Donald Trump's Attorney General? No, actually, Donald Trump wasn't even the president then, was he? So who was that guy that was the president before Donald Trump? What's his name? What's his name? Osama
Barry somebody?
Barry, what's his name?
Gosh, John David, I can't think for the life of me.
I know. Gosh, I can see his face. I mean, I can see his face right in front of me right this minute.
Barry, your mama?
No, Barry, your mama? No. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's Barack Obama. That's him. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've said those words. Anyway, Barack Obama was apparently the president when Loretta Lynch was the Attorney General of the United States. So anyway, that being said, when did President Obama put those last-second sanctions against Russia? Do we know? It was after June, right? Yeah, so it was after June. So this is before. So the president and Loretta Lynch and so on and so forth probably didn't bring this person in to meet with Donald Trump officials, even though they did, to forward a narrative of Russian collusion. That probably is, the timing doesn't work out there. All right. But all I can tell you is that the more you know about all this, the less of a news story it becomes. I remember back in the old days of American journalism when they figured that out before they went to press, not afterwards. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that just the other day I wrote an op-ed piece that said something along the line of talking about the New York Times, a once great American institution that now mouths the words of the latest propagandist only to be retracted tomorrow. And here we are again. These people that keep publishing this stuff need to quit. I don't mean quit publishing this stuff. They need to stop being journalists, if that's what they call themselves. The only accountability left in all of this is to honorably resign. Wouldn't you think? Eli Lake writing for, I guess, Russia Today, maybe? It's fashionable among President Donald Trump's defenders to dismiss reports of his eldest son meeting with Russian lawyers who promised damaging information on Hillary Clinton as yet another nothing burger. You've heard the counterpoints. The Democrats are obsessed with the Kremlin. Nothing came from the Russian attempt to dish dirt. Donald Trump made all of his emails about it public, and hey, whatever happens, it's probably not even illegal. While all of this is likely true, it misses the broader point, according to Eli Lake. The emails the younger Trump received from music promoter Rob Goldstone, who promised official Russian documents and information that would incriminate Hillary, may have just been an opportunist trying to curry favor with the presumptive presidential nominee from the Republican Party. But Goldstone's successful effort to set up a meeting between members of the campaign's inner circle and a lawyer with Kremlin connections puts the lie to Team Trump's longtime defense in the brewing scandal. No contact, no collusion. Well, how about this? No collusion. We know that contact is not illegal. What we're trying to do is defend collusion. Collusion to what end? Again, all this is nothing in search of a crime. There's no crime here, not one that's been talked about. I have said on this broadcast, if ever a crime appears, I will report it. And I keep looking. And finding nothing. FBI agents keep looking and finding nothing. Former Obama administration officials look for something and find nothing, Van Jones. Susan Rice went so far as to co-opt national intelligence information reduce it to a spreadsheet of known Trump associates, bugged their cell phones to find out where they were going to lunch, put all that together, and still couldn't find anything. Except, of course, violating all kinds of Fourth Amendment and spying issues and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And she is so far not being talked about at all in any way, shape, or form. So here we are. The more you know, the less there is to know. I don't know that there's much... there is something else to talk about. The president, in fact, spoke today on this particular issue. We'll have that for you coming up in just a couple of seconds on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Jerry Bailey. What we do here on the Retirement Hour in our business is we help people protect and grow their money. Dottie, is that what we do?
Absolutely, Jerry. Helping people keep their retirement accounts safe.
Saving safe, their 401ks, their IRAs. We're helping you do that right here on the Retirement Hour. We offer a free consultation for that. Dottie, don't you think they should come to see us at the office at Fort Worth or Dallas?
Absolutely. Have them come in, let us go over everything we can do for them and how we can keep their money safe.
And why are you here today, Dottie?
I'm happy to join your team, and I am also a loyal client. I am so thrilled that I was able to be a part of it.
Give us a call, folks, at 972-358-4907, 972-358-4907, and we will be happy to meet you in Dallas or Fort Worth in one of our offices and show you how this plan works. This is Jerry Bailey inviting you to join me here on the Retirement Hour on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. right here on The Answer, 660 a.m.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it. Trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free, no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-700-6492. That's 1-800-700-6492. 1-800-700-6492.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you for free. Call now for details.
Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code 660AM.
It's after 5 o'clock and you're driving home from another day at the office. Wouldn't it be nice if your advertising was working around the clock? And if you came into the office the next day with some new business to work on? That would be great, right? Here at 660 AM The Answer, we talk to business owners every day, and they all want the same thing, positive word of mouth. They want people talking about them in a good way. Well, we've done that for businesses all across the Metroplex. That's why you hear commercials from many of the same advertisers day after day. It's because advertising on 660 AM The Answer works, and we can do that for your business. Imagine your commercial running in shows you listen to each day, like John David Wells, Mark Davis, or Sean Hannity. Now, it's not right for everybody, and we'll tell you if it's not. We value clients that have the same high ethical standards that we hold dear. If this sounds good to you, go to 660amtheanswer.com and click on Advertise with Us, and it will give you some more information. Then just give us a call or shoot us an email. Thanks.
At Simple Sleep Services, our team of doctors are experts in providing the least invasive treatment for snoring and sleep apnea. A custom-fit, comfortable solution that you simply pop in before bed each night and wake up feeling refreshed. And it's covered by medical insurance. We are the most experienced team in the nation providing our treatment, and your diagnosis will be from a board-certified sleep physician using today's latest technology. Visit simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. No CPAP, no surgery, no implants, just simple sleep.
You've worked hard for retirement, so it's critical to protect what you have. The 2008 stock market crash wiped out 12 years of gains in 17 months. Could you afford your lifestyle if it happened again?
This is Ken Moraif, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
Choose the Alliance area Thursday, July 20th, or Plano Saturday, July 22nd. Our strategy can help save you from the next big crash. Reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. President Trump lashed out at the media and the Obama administration today over the criticism his team is facing for his eldest son's 2016 meeting with a Russian lawyer thought to have damaging information about Hillary Clinton. He was in Paris at the time at a joint press conference with the new French president. He said the media were making a very big deal over something that's really a lot of something that really a lot of people would do. He then turned his focus to the Obama Attorney General Loretta Lynch, saying that he had heard Lynch was the one to approve Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya the visa to get her into the country. That's true. This is an apparent reference to reports that Lynch signed off on granting the attorney special parole to be in the country, though it remains unclear whether she had permission to be in the U.S. at the time of the June 2016 meeting. Well, somebody made it possible. Somebody said her visa or passport had come into the country, had been approved by Attorney General Lynch. Now, maybe that's wrong. I just heard that a while ago. But she is here because of Lynch. Turns out to be true. My son is a wonderful young man. He took a meeting with a Russian lawyer, not a government lawyer, but a Russian lawyer. From a practical standpoint, most people would have taken that meeting. It's called opposition research, or research into your opponent. On Capitol Hill, the Republican chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee said he'll call on Trump Jr. to testify amid investigations into Russian meddling in last year's election. Grassley says he wants Trump Jr. to testify pretty soon. It could be as early as next week. Asked if he was willing to issue a subpoena if Trump declined to appear. Grassley said yes. You're not going to have to worry about that. Not at all. Back in Paris, Trump and Macron set aside lingering differences on climate change during their meeting, both saying the disagreement shouldn't prevent them from working together toward a post-war roadmap for Syria. When pressed by a reporter on America's participation in a future global agreement on climate after the U.S. moved to withdraw from the Paris Pact, Trump remained non-committal. If it happens, that would be wonderful, but if it doesn't, that will be okay too. Attaway. He's learning. He's learning. Macron and Trump met ahead of France's annual Bastille Day celebrations. Trump will be in the country for 36 hours. He's going to participate in Bastille Day, and he'll commemorate the 100th anniversary of the U.S.'s entry into World War I. Would you say that this is running out of steam? I would say this is running out of steam. Should have run out of steam months ago. Months ago. Ugh. You know, I really love this job, right? No, I really love the fact that I get to wake up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, sit down with my computer, and start going through the news. It's exciting. What happened today? I mean, it's truly exciting because I really look forward to showing up and telling you what's going on. But this Russian collusion story is so embarrassing to the mainstream media. It's like, it's like reporting on your drunk coworker at the party over and over and over. You start to get embarrassed for him after a while. You're going, really? Yeah. To my friends in the mainstream media, would you please knock it off? Look, just say, hey, we followed the story because we thought there was something there. We're going to follow other things. Don't even say anything. Just start following other things. This is a loser. This is the Wells Report.
Hello, Howard. Garrett the Dirt Doctor here. I got a little show on the weekends, Sunday morning, and it's about natural organic gardening. We talk about landscaping and pest control. We talk about tree care. We talk about specific pest control on some things where other people say there are no solutions. Things like oak wilt, rose rosette, crepe myrtle bark scale, and fungal canker on Italian cypress. Join me every Sunday morning, 8 to 11, right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? Are you tired of paying high fees and commission even when you lose your money? How would you like to have guaranteed growth and a lifetime of income you could never outlive? Then join Brian Baker for the Smart Money Radio Show every Saturday at 5 p.m. Brian is an expert and can give you the answers to those questions and will teach you how to be smart with your money. That's Smart Money Radio with Brian Baker every Saturday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-200-9887. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away, so you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-200-9887. That's 1-800-200-9887. 1-800-200-9887.
Dennis Prager here, and for 2 years now, I've been telling you about my wife, Sue, who tried Relief Factor because of her knee pain, and it worked. This is before I ever even heard about the product. I never endorsed the pain reliever, but now I am. And yes, now I'm taking Relief Factor too. Maybe you've heard me call it a miracle. In fact, listen to what Amanda from Texas wrote. I was having pain in my left thumb area and left side of my leg from my knee about 4 inches up. After about a week of taking Relief Factor, the pain in my leg has gone away. And a few days later, the pain in my left hand is gone. We've gotten thousands of these testimonials, and if you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle aches and pain, do what my wife Sue did. Try Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com or call them toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
Over 70 million Americans have unhealthy blood pressure levels. Are you one of them? Introducing Berkeley Life, a 100% drug-free supplement to help maintain normal, healthy blood pressure while supporting energy and vitality. Now, for a limited time, try Berkeley Life free. Call 800-709-0668. A key to maintaining healthy blood pressure is your body's nitric oxide levels. Berkeley Life helps to boost nitric oxide levels naturally. The breakthrough is from a discovery which won a Nobel Prize in Medicine on nitric oxide levels in the bloodstream. Berkeley Life includes free saliva test strips to see your levels instantly. Now there is a supplement you test yourself and can see it's working. In a consumer study, 91% felt healthier after taking Berkeley Life for just 3 weeks. Here's Dr. Regina Drews, board-certified cardiologist.
I recommend the Berkeley Life supplement and test strips to help my patients maintain a healthier heart and blood vessels.
Get your free 30-day supply. Call 800-709-0668. 800-709-0668. Just pay shipping and handling. 800-709-0668. 800-709-0668. Results may vary.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with two brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
You're unique, so why is your mattress one size fits all? Because a custom mattress costs thousands, until now. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, where you can buy a mattress online, customized for you, for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. Go to HelixSleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and we build you the most comfortable mattress you'll ever sleep on. Shipping is free, and you have 100 nights to try it out. Go to HelixSleep.com/talkradio and get $50 off your order. HelixSleep.com/talkradio.
660 AM, The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. Mark Davis is going to show up tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Mark Davis, what do you have planned for us? Please tell us.
Hey, JD, good Thursday evening. First thing everybody needs to know to admire Senator Ted Cruz's involvement, his amendment to the health care bill, is the list of experts I just found over at CNN who say it'll cripple the market. So what does lie ahead next for Obamacare repeal? And what role will Ted and other senators play? And of course, what's the latest Russia scam from the Trump haters that we have to beat back? All questions to be addressed tomorrow morning. Friday, Mark Davis Show, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thank you, Marcus. We will see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So, I've been talking about my perspective as, a member of the media watcher. And I was realizing across the bottom of the hour that I hadn't really asked you about it. I'd been saying that the mainstream media was going to badly damage itself if it didn't stop. If it didn't stop this kamikaze attack on Donald Trump, which it's not having the desired effect. What it's doing is it's annoying the American people. All this is it looks to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, it looks to me like the mainstream media is bullying the President of the United States, or attempting to bully the President of the United States. Is that the way it looks to you? One of the most highly educated human beings I know. Not just highly educated, but brilliant. Wrote this. I'll tell you something. I have quit tuning into all media. The mainstream media is, well, it's manure. She uses the other word. The conservative media follows the lead of the mainstream media in refuting all their crap. I want to hear what's being done, but no one is talking about the achievements of the Trump administration. Sorry, but that's how I feel. What about the appropriations bill for the wall? What was that, $1.9 billion for the wall? That was passed yesterday, I think. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm sorry, $1.8 billion for the wall? Yeah. What about the numerous laws that have been passed? Well, they're mostly executive orders. No wonder the Republican Party is split. All we have here is negative. We have negatives, she says. Well, I think she's got a point. We're not getting the news. This radio broadcast is the news. Do we spend a lot of time reacting as a matter of news reporting to the, what did Mark say? The from the Trump haters, the Russian collusion story of the day. You know, something like that. He said, you know, the bogus Russian collusion story of the day, which is what it is. I mean, the mainstream media says all this stuff. The right-wing media, if there is such a thing, I try to be pretty fair, but let's call it the other media, has to react to the mainstream media to refute the stories. Is that the very nature of bias? I mean, when you start thinking about the fact that, yeah, I spend a lot of time defending Donald Trump because he's being unfairly accused of a lot of things that he's not guilty of. It is bullying. It's playground bullying is what it is. And I get very frustrated with that because there's only one way to deal with it. You know, it was a classic scene in the movie The Untouchables. Sean Connery. Sean Connery is saying, what are you prepared to do to get Capone? He says, if one of theirs pulls a knife, you pull a gun. If he sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. And that's the Chicago way. The mainstream media is spoiling for that fight, is it not? Certainly this deep state nonsense. And by the way, I have some words for the deep state. If you don't mind, if I can digress for just a moment. The deep state. I'm talking to the bureaucrats, the ones that were so inspired by President Obama that they are committing gross insubordination and sabotaging their own jobs to make things difficult for President Trump. You need to quit. I know that you are a bureaucrat in a government job. It's a hard job to walk away from. First of all, you're making six figures. I mean, most government workers, by the way, do make six figures. It's really scary. You're making six figures and you don't want to leave your job because you're gutless, mainly. I got it. But if that's you, then how about this? How about you look at the flag for a few minutes and you determine if you're still an American? You got to decide between being a Democrat, deep state, saboteur, or whether or not you're an American government worker. You need to decide which is which. Because let me assure you of something. If you are an American bureaucrat, if you have an American government job, presidents come, presidents go. But you're one of the real Americans. One of the real Americans. You're one of the people that make the country go, or in the case of the deep state, that make the country falter. Is that what you signed up for? If that's what you signed up for, making the country falter, get the hell out of the way. Leave now. Go to work for the Democrat Party. Be who you are. A leftist, progressive, anti-American thug. But get out of the way of people who aren't leftist, progressive, anti-American thugs. People that actually want to see the country move forward. That actually want to see the country successful. They want to work in a government job to make it better, not to use it as a political bludgeon to hurt Republicans. So all this having been said, I'm asking you. Yeah, I can sit here all day and I can say, hey, the mainstream media is going to destroy itself. I've seen it before. I've seen the mainstream media or political chases, political races where too much negativity was used and it flips over and backfires against the person waging the negative campaign. They find themselves on the outside looking in. That's what's happening here. At least that's what I see. Is it what you see, or does it not touch you? Are you more or less just kind of ignoring it? Are you doing what I wish I could do, which is to report something else unless a real story comes out on this topic? I don't know. Maybe my friend is correct. Maybe I spend too much time reacting to the mainstream media. But you know, that is the news, right? I mean, at least I have an opportunity to explain that it's terrible, that what's happening is awful, that it's destructive for the United States of America, and we need to do better. We need to demand that those mainstream media journalists do better work, start reporting the news instead of reporting the politics. These deep state operatives need to quit. They need to remember that they are the United States of America in a lot of ways. And yes, while you can be a Democrat, yes, while you can be a Republican, being a political operative in a government bureaucracy is destructive. It makes no difference whether you're a Republican or whether you're a Democrat. If you're playing politics with your job, chances are very likely you are damaging the nation, and you need to resign. Go indulge your partisan political ideology. Seriously, get a job. Get a job in the mainstream media. Get a job working with the Democrats. But get out of the way of America. As far as the mainstream media, gosh, I'll never forget. I'll never forget nearly all of 2016 waiting for the American media to snap out of it. It never did. If anything, it doubled down. Didn't it? It doubled down on their errors, and now they're stuck. And they keep reporting the same fake story over and over and over. Russian collusion with Donald Trump. Oh! Sorry. It's not working. It's not. Eight 6605759 866-660-5759. I can sit here and say that the mainstream media is damaging the country. I can say that it's damaging the Trump administration. It certainly is damaging me because I keep waiting for him to snap out of it. It never happens. It just keeps wearing on me and wearing on me and wearing on you too. So what do you think? Is the mainstream media damaging itself? I mean, are you boycotting, say, the newspaper of the day? You boycotting the Dallas Morning News or the Star Telegram or USA Today or the New York Times or the Washington Post or any of those? Are you boycotting any of those places? Should you be? Have consumers decided that most news is fake news? I don't know whether most of them have decided that or not. But I can tell you that I'm pretty darn sure that a lot of them have decided that most news is fake news. And it is the height of abuse of government. You're listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service, back with more in just a moment.
Make plans now to join Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. for Safe Money Talk Radio. Kathy is the retirement planning and annuity expert. She has helped thousands of individuals and families learn how to protect and grow retirement assets, create income that can't be outlived, and provide a financial legacy for future generations, all while eliminating stock market risk. Listen to Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. on Safe Money Talk Radio, right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Fruits and vegetables in a capsule? Really? Let me get this straight. Over 10 servings of 31 different 100% pure fruits and veggies every day? No fillers, no additives in vegetarian capsules at a cost of about 20 cents per serving? Do you want to know more? And why wouldn't you? Tune in this Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. for the Balance of Nature show. Everything you need to know in a capsule. That's this Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. You don't want to miss this one. USARoofing.com, founded in DFW in 1979, before there was a .com, is the roofer you should call for all of the Metroplex, residential and commercial. Let me guess, you've seen hail maybe as big as baseballs this year doing damage to your home, and your insurance company has made its settlement offer. You're about to call a roofer the insurance adjuster suggested. Stop right there. Sometimes the adjuster doesn't find all of the damage. You need a roofer that finds all of the damage caused by the storm. Bruce Hollingsworth from USARoofing.com checks the roof, gutters, windows, and fences. Why? Did you know that when you go to sell your home in a few years, damage missed by the adjuster could stop your home from closing or take thousands of dollars from the proceeds of your sale? Even if you just put on a new roof a year ago, if your home was hit in the latest storm, you need to have Bruce check for damage. USARoofing.com has a free lifetime warranty. Call Bruce at 972-263-2938 or find them on the web at USARoofing.com. That's USARoofing.com.
Hey, it's Frank Reed. I'm visiting with my friend Dr. Chad Glines from Genesis Back and Neck. You probably heard he's partnered with the Elevani Health Group for gel injections for your knee. Now, I've received this procedure myself. My knee pain is completely gone, but you guys do a lot more than knees at Genesis.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a spinal decompression specialist, we've been able to help people for years with their disc problems, but now teaming up with Elevani Health Group, it's amazing what we can do for knees with the gel injections. We have stem cell injections, but we can also take care of pain anywhere with this new device that we use. It's just an unbelievable procedure. And the crazy thing, it's narcotic free.
And the cool thing is this is covered by the insurance and probably even your Medicare.
Absolutely. Medicare covers it. It is just amazing the results we're seeing with this.
You don't have to live with pain any longer. And your initial consultation is always free. Call for your appointment at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922.
The world's silver supply is vanishing at an alarming rate. 90% of the silver available at the turn of the century is already gone. Silver is an essential component in nearly every industry and is of strategic importance to every country on Earth. At American Bullion, we see a tremendous opportunity in owning silver today. Experts are calling it the next silver super cycle, projecting the price to double or more from its recent lows. During the last silver super cycle, prices increased by 500%. Plus, silver comes with built-in protection against a stock market crash, global uncertainty, and currency devaluation, so it's a great choice as part of your retirement account. Any IRA or old 401k can be easily converted into an IRA that holds physical silver. The entire process is quick, simple, and secure because American Bullion specializes in converting existing retirement accounts into silver, and it's 100% tax-free. Call 800-445-4546 now to receive our free silver investment kit. 800-445-4546. That's 800-445-4546.
Futures and options trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors.
Fire the stockbroker and hire yourself. I'm Larry Levin, and I've been on the trading floor for 23 years. I was one of the biggest traders in the S&P pit. I'm also the president of Trading Advantage, the leading educational firm teaching people how to become professional day traders. Now, for a limited time, I'm offering one of the trading techniques I use to make $1.9 million for free. Invest in and control your own future. Get started right now by calling 800-914-5567. Leave your email address on my voicemail, and I'll email you my free trading technique and daily insiders market report at no cost to you. This is the very information I use to build my fortune.
I was getting ready to retire. I still needed to make extra income, but I didn't want to work for anyone else. Because of Larry and his excellent instructors, I could trade successfully for myself, and I'll never have to work for someone else again.
Fire the stockbroker and hire the most dependable person you know. You. Again, call in the next 90 minutes. Leave your email address on my voicemail. 800-914-5567. 800-914-5567.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. I'm sitting here looking at the last year of the Dodge Viper. The last Dodge Viper will officially leave the production line August 31st of this year. The Connor assembly plant where Vipers have been built will be closed down forever. Chicago Auto Show is when this all came out, but this is the first time that Fiat Chrysler has made the data official. The Dodge Viper and its 8.4-liter V10 had been hand-assembled in the factory since it was launched in 1992. The Connor Assembly Plant's Detroit zip code has also made the Viper the only American sports car actually built in the Motor City. The Mustang and Chevy Camaro are built elsewhere in Michigan. The Chevy Corvette is built in Kentucky. The Viper is the only American sports car with this distinction: designed and built and powered to the extent that its sole purpose is killing its driver. Not my words. That's from Top Gear. Executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicky Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. God bless you and yours. We'll see you again tomorrow for the Friday edition of the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-600-1637. That's 1-800-600-1637. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-600-1637. 1-800-600-1637. 1-800-600-1637.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. And yes, the business is called Good Feet, and they take care of your feet. But in so doing, they take care of foot pain and knee pain and hip pain, even back pain, because it can all be related to your feet and not having the right kind of arch support. Well, the Good Feet stores in DFW, Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco, those Good Feet stores are America's arch support experts. Your shoes don't automatically know how much arch support you need. And when I have my Good Feet inserts in my work shoes, in my workout shoes, in my comfy shoes, in my dress shoes, they all feel great. I'm working better, walking better, living life, loving life, because my feet don't hurt. Foot pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, they can help with all of these at the Good Feet stores. And they're in Fort Worth, Plano, South Lake, and Waco. And in Fort Worth and South Lake and Waco, they're open Sundays, noon to 5. So learn all about the hours and all the locations at goodfeetdfw.com. Get out of pain today. Goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. A drug dealer confesses to killing 4 men who disappeared last week in Pennsylvania.
He admitted to his participation or the commission of the 4 murders.
Paul Lang is Cosmo DiNardo's attorney. He says in exchange for his client's confession, prosecutors won't seek the death penalty. Senate Republicans unveiling their latest version of a plan to replace Obamacare Thursday, and it's facing an uncertain future.
It will take 50 of 52 Republicans to advance the bill without Democrats. Already 2, Kentucky's Rand Paul and Maine's Susan Collins, have signaled opposition.
Fox's Jared Halpern. A federal judge in Hawaii ruling that grandparents are exempt from President Trump's travel ban. There had been questions about what constituted a bona fide relationship as it pertains to the ban on travel from 6 mostly Muslim countries. Fox News. We report. You decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Jerry Bailey. What we do here on the Retirement Hour in our business is we help people protect and grow their money. Dottie, is that what we do?
Absolutely, Jerry. Helping people keep their retirement accounts safe.
Saving safe, their 401ks or IRAs. We're helping you do that right here on the Retirement Hour. We offer a free consultation for that. Dottie, don't you think they should come to see us at the office at Fort Worth or Dallas?
Absolutely. Have them come in. Let us go over everything we can do for them and how we can keep their money safe.
And why are you here today, Dottie?
I'm happy to join your team, and I am also a loyal client. I am so thrilled that I was able to be a part of it.
Give us a call, folks, at 972-358-4907, 972-358-4907, and we will be happy to meet you in Dallas or Fort Worth in one of our offices and show you how this plan works. This is Jerry Bailey inviting you to join me here on the Retirement Hour on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. right here on The Answer, 660 a.m.
In 1967, Arab forces attempted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. 6 days later, Israel triumphed. Jerusalem would be unified for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. Honor the 50-year anniversary of this historic triumph by joining Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager for Stand With Israel, 9-day odyssey celebrating Israel's past, present, and future. Explore Israel's heritage at Galilee and Jerusalem. Embrace the present, touring modern Tel Aviv. You'll meet with high-ranking Israeli leaders and understand more deeply the complexities and marvels of modern Israel. You'll walk on soil contended for with courage. As a conservative American, you can show your support. Stand With Israel. October 22nd through November 1st includes luxury accommodations, delicious meals, and safe transportation.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand With Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling. It's been said many times, people believe what they want to believe. Many will ignore logic and go with emotion because the fear of loss is always stronger than the opportunity for gain. This often happens when choosing a home improvement contractor. People are swayed by some pretty before and after pictures and a convincing story accompanied with what sounds like a too good to be true price. They should be concerned with how long have they been in business. What kind of warranties do they have, and are they in writing? Don't get me wrong, price is important, but it should not be the deciding factor. When I started statewide remodeling with my partner over 23 years ago, we said we wanted to offer the best products with the strongest warranty at a fair price. I can tell you that is still our goal today. So if you need a company you can trust to install new windows and doors, exterior siding and trim, sunrooms or patio covers, or a new kitchen or bathroom, call us now for a free estimate and receive 23% off your whole project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
This is Michael Medved for townhall.com. The New York Times recently acknowledged that some of the recent changes in marriage and childbearing have damaged our country, noting that a big majority, 55%, of first children born to millennial couples are now born outside of marriage. Columnist David Leonhardt explained that this new normal violates the success sequence established long ago by the Brookings Institution. That research proved that young people, whatever their background, could minimize any chance of long-term poverty by taking 3 simple steps: graduating from high school, getting a job, any job, right after graduation from high school or college, and bearing children only after marriage, not before. The success sequence shows that good choices can help all people avoid bad outcomes, even if they're disadvantaged, while bad choices are likely to produce bad outcomes, even for the more privileged. Welcoming children in their traditional context of marital commitment will benefit those children, their parents, and society at large. I'm Michael Medved.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Glines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com.
And now, America's #1 show on pop culture and politics. This is the Michael Medved Show.
And another great day in this greatest nation on God's green earth. But will we still be a great nation? Will we still be a livable society once robots have replaced driving, work, and marriage? Will that happen? There's a new book that says, well, yes, the driving, that's going to happen soon. Work, pretty much it's going to happen before too long. And marriage and sex, well, they're releasing a big new line of sex bots, as they're called, in 2018. We will be speaking with the author of an explosive, not yet released book about the way that robots and automation are going to be changing everything about our economy and our lives. What's the future of American industry, of American jobs, in the face of this kind of technological advance? Question mark, question mark. We will be getting to that. We'll also be talking about the grand celebration, thousands of people, a tremendous music festival with the biggest stars in the nation to celebrate a great event. What event? We'll tell you. By the way, this is not in the United States. It's somewhere else. We'll tell you where. Coming up on the Medved Show. And of course, we have Disagreement Day. But first, the president is in Paris. He had a successful meeting, he says, with President Macron of France. Certainly the chemistry between them seemed more comfortable than when they met previously. The NATO meeting with that somewhat embarrassing handshake. But now they seem to be getting along well. And President Macron spoke some of his words in English. They basically treated one another as with respect, as is appropriate for two world leaders. And then they took a total of 4 questions. The first question went to President Macron. He answered. It had to do with policy. And then the second question came for President Trump. And the question, of course, inevitably had to do with the ongoing controversy about Donald Trump Jr., who has made it to the cover of Time magazine, not in a way that he would have wanted. And meanwhile, I want to play President Trump's response in its entirety. But I also want to let you know in advance that there is the most serious story. It just broke about the allegations against the Trump campaign, not necessarily against the president himself, but against the campaign, suggesting actual collusion, not one meeting, but actually working together with Russian government agents and sources to actually win crucial votes in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. We will get to that story in just a moment. First, President Trump is asked about his reaction to the revelations about the meeting with an attorney who Donald Trump Jr. has suggested, yes, it's true. He thought that she was a government attorney. That's what he had been told. And he met with her. The president's reaction?
My son is a wonderful young man. He took a meeting with a Russian lawyer, not a government lawyer, but a Russian lawyer. It was a short meeting. It was a meeting that went very, very quickly, very fast. 2 other people in the room, I guess one of them left almost immediately, and the other one was not really focused on the meeting. I do think this. I think from a practical standpoint, most people would have taken that meeting. It's called opposition research or even research into your opponent. I've had many people, I have only been in politics for 2 years, but I've had many people call up, oh, gee, we have information on this factor or this person or, frankly, Hillary. That's very standard in politics. Politics is not the nicest business in the world, but it's very standard where they have information and you take the information.
Okay, so if we can just stop there for a moment. Just to be fair here, spokespeople from 20 different campaigns have come forward, from some of President Trump's opponents for the Republican nomination, people who were very high ranking in the Mitt Romney campaign and the George W. Bush campaign, in other Republican campaigns, all of whom have certified they never, ever, ever, ever would have taken a meeting thinking that the meeting was with a representative of the Russian government who was offering top secret information that had been gathered by the Russian government. That's wrong on so many bases. No person who knew politics at all would take such a meeting. This is exactly what the new FBI director, he will be confirmed, Christopher Wray, said at his hearing. And yes, President Trump was also asked about Christopher Wray. He said he will be a fine FBI director. President Trump is right about that. I give him lots of credit for appointing the right guy for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. But it is simply not true, not for a moment, that anybody would have taken that meeting. The president ought to acknowledge that his son made a mistake. Is it a world-shaking, world-shattering mistake? We'll see. The president continued.
Nothing happened from the meeting. Zero happened from the meeting. And honestly, I think the press made a very big deal over something that really a lot of people would do. Now, the lawyer that went to the meeting, I see that she was in the halls of Congress also. Somebody said that her visa or her passport to come into the country was approved by Attorney General Lynch. Now, maybe that's wrong. I just heard that a little while ago, but it's a little surprised to hear that. So she was here because of Lynch. So, again, I have a son who's a great young man. He's a fine person. He took a meeting with a lawyer from Russia. It lasted for a very short period, and nothing came of the meeting. And I think it's a meeting that most people in politics probably would have taken.
Okay, that's about the 4th time he says most people in politics would have taken that meeting. Have you heard anyone who is a veteran of politics, saying, sure, I would have taken that meeting? It's very difficult to imagine. And it's difficult to imagine that Donald J. Trump Jr. would have taken that meeting if he had known it had been exposed, would have been exposed publicly. But this is not the biggest problem facing the Trump campaign regarding the never ending, and I know it's tiresome to me, but this news story by McClatchy, it's a report by Peter Stone and Greg Gordon, is explosive, and it's different. They report today that investigators of the House and Senate Intelligence Committees and the Justice Department, and by the way, no one has denied any aspect of this story. It seems to be holding up. That investigators from the House and Senate Intelligence Committees and the Justice Department are examining whether the Trump campaign's digital operation, which was overseen by Jared Kushner, helped to guide Russia's sophisticated voter targeting and fake news accounts attacks on Hillary Clinton. Congressional and Justice Department investigators are focusing on whether Trump's campaign pointed Russian cyber operatives to certain voting jurisdictions in key states, those precise areas where Trump's digital team and Republican operatives were spotting unexpected weakness in voter support for Hillary Clinton, according to several people familiar with the parallel inquiries. Also under scrutiny is a question of whether Trump associates or campaign aides had any role in assisting the Russians in publicly releasing thousands of emails hacked from the accounts of top Democrats at turning points in the presidential race, mainly through the London-based transparency website WikiLeaks. Okay, the more serious aspect of this is the idea of helping the Russians target voters. Now, here is the deal. Everyone agrees that some of the last-minute anti-Hillary stuff, the main purpose of which was not to persuade people to vote for Trump, it was basically to persuade Hillary people to stay home. They were particularly targeting black women, where there was unexpected weakness that the Trump people found for Hillary Clinton. And the turnout was suppressed, particularly in the key states that turned the election. Those states were Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And in those states, apparently, there were a bunch of emails attacking Hillary. Some of those emails had to do with Pizzagate, which it now becomes clear was almost entirely a Russian invention. What Pizzagate said was that Hillary Clinton and John Podesta were involved in a child sex ring, a pedophilia ring that was run out of the back room of a Washington pizza parlor. You may remember that there's some poor guy who was driven crazy enough by this that he went into the pizza parlor and started firing his rifle. This entire thing is so serious that it is spilled over now to the U.S. Senate. There are comments from Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota. We will get to that. And comments by pretty much everyone at NBC, which is running with this McClatchy story. Is this the missing link, the indication that, yes, Russian meddling may have tilted the election? 1-800-955-1776.
The Michael Medved Show. MichaelMedved.com.
This is Michael Medved for American Federal Rare Coin and Bullion. There are lots of on-air hosts recommending coin and precious metals dealers, but so often the companies that get recommended are new to the market, and they use hard sell tactics to talk you into coins that generate huge dealer commissions. Now, I lost faith in some of the big-name gold companies after I was sold a losing portfolio of rare coins. And then, purely by chance, I met Nick Rovich. He's the owner, in fact. And after talking with Nick, I realized this is a different sort of company. It really is. Nick doesn't believe in high-pressure scare tactics, and he's open about exposing the ugly industry practices so that clients can make informed decisions. If you're thinking of buying or selling gold, silver, platinum, or collectible coins, give him a call, toll-free, 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694.